My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risked their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has. When you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
I'm Jordan Klinger, an attorney at McIntyre Law. The decision to hire an attorney after you've been injured is important. The decision on who to hire is even more important. At McIntyre Law, we will settle a case if the offer to our client is fair. Partial justice is no justice at all. At McIntyre Law, we are committed to obtaining full justice for our clients. Contact McIntyre Law at 405-917-5200 or visit us at mcintyrelaw.com.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, and happy Wednesday evening. We're getting started a little bit later than usual. Our friend G, otherwise known as the Conservative Curmudgeon, is off tonight, and Stacy's actually blazing her way home to join us as soon as possible. She actually had to work this evening. So I'm flying solo right now. Womp, womp, womp. You know what? I have a sound effect for that. Hang on. I keep forgetting I can do that now. Yep, right now you're just stuck with me. No hotness. All right, so anyway, this is the Whatever Show. We usually kick things off at 7 p.m. Eastern around here on Chat Lives Matter Night. You may notice some merch showing up around the bottom of the screen. Unfortunately, I did not plan ahead well enough. I don't have any of the Chat Lives Matter gear stored in the QR codes yet, but I will fix that once I am just producing and not having to produce and talk at the same time, for anybody that may want to come back and check that stuff out later. I'm just going to kind of rotate through it real quick since everybody's coming in. Also, if you can hear my voice wherever you're hearing it from, make sure you're liking the feed. Make sure you're sharing the feed. The more people that know about us, the less I have to hog this crap. Just saying. I'm trying to get monetized on X. I got so close, and then Elon broke something, and now I'm not anywhere near where I was before. So now we're trying to find all the little nickel and dime ways that we can get money rolling in while I'm trying to get monetized on X and trying to take advantage of all the different things that we can do. Anyway, so we're here, we're live, and this is the Whatever Show. For those of you that may be joining us for the first time, this is the Gen X podcast, produced by Gen X, starring Gen X, and is the quintessential Gen X podcast where we talk about anything and everything that's pissing us off, and usually all we say by the time we're done bitching about it is whatever, because that's what Gen X does. Anyway, I'm starting to feel like as a member of Gen X that we're going to have to fix this shit. Are there any other Gen X members that feel that way? You're welcome to chime in the chats if you want. We have chats literally everywhere at this point. You can chat with us through X, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, KLRNRadio.com. We try to monitor all of them, so feel free to chime in and we'll catch up when we can. At some point, we're actually going to activate a text line and a call-in line. I'm working on getting that stuff squared away now, because we just want to give you guys as much of a voice as we have here, because we are reaching more people now that we're streaming on X, even if our numbers have been really weird lately, because for a while we were like killing it, and now we're like, kind of, sort of. But anyway, so while I'm waiting on Stacy to show up, there's something that I want to talk about, and I sincerely hope this is not true. And I mean this with every fiber of my being. I sincerely hope this is not true. I think that was the one I was on. Hang on. Yeah, it was. I want you guys to look at this. I really hope this is one of those things like maybe the Harris campaign was pulling off, where they were like using Google ads and stuff to make things look different. But I saw this through an X account today. And apparently this is from, of course, the Jerusalem Post and published at some point today. Of course, they're ahead of us there. So, U.S. allegedly presented Tehran list of Mossad agents involved in Haniyeh assassination report. If this is true, you cannot hate this administration enough. And I said what I said. I've been trying to explain this to people all week, and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with it, and it's really starting to annoy me because with everything that they have done, I really don't understand how anybody could be on the fence anymore. Look, I get that their base is jazzed up. Their base doesn't care. Their base sold their soul a long time ago. But for all of you people that are claiming to be conservative, and I don't mean you people in the pejorative way, I'm just saying in general because I'm about to get hate mail. Speaking of which, my email is actually working again, so you can stop sending the hate mail to one of my personal emails that I use when I'm working on other stations. So you can actually now email me directly at Rick at KLRNRadio. I will file 13 all of your hate mail as deserved, unless it's really funny, and then I may just put it up on the screen during a show. Because I do that kind of thing. But anyway, look, I don't understand how anybody who claims to be on our side of the aisle is still on the fence. After everything that we know that they did in 15 and 16, after the shenanigans they pulled in their own conventions in 16, 20, and now 24, and everything they did in 20 to throw monkey wrenches everywhere in the election, and I'm not entirely certain they're still not doing it in deep blue states like Minnesota. Just saying. Because that was really weird last night. I'm just being honest. It's going to take us 5 years, 6 years to know the answer, but it was weird because there was like 0% counted for like 2 hours. Then there was 5% for like 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes later, 99% counted. Elon Omar is the winner. Like, what now? What now? Anyway, I'm not really. So the thing about this one is, I'm not exactly sure this took much cheating. There may have been a little bit because, like I said, something just seems a little weird. But I don't think there needed to be much because her district is mostly her own people. If you've noticed, if you've ever seen the rally speeches and stuff that we will put out when we have access to them, a lot of times they are done in Somali, not even in English because that's her demographic. Those are the people that are voting for her. What terrifies me about this group being the ones that are mostly voting for her, in her own words, they've come here to colonize, not assimilate. So how exactly are they able to vote if they're not following the process to be legally allowed to vote? See, these are the problems that I have because they're just things that they tell you if you're paying attention that let you know exactly who they are. One of them was Tim Walz, Tim Waltz, however the hell you say his name, during the White Dudes for Harris call when he went during his closing remarks, it was like, hey, yeah, one dude's communism is another guy's neighborliness. All right, hang on. They've changed something, so I have to send Stacy something to get her in here. Hang on. Enjoy this hold music brought to you by Jeopardy. All right. All right, so we're gonna try to get Stacy in here in a second. But anyway, so back to what I was saying a second ago. You have Tim Walz during a public Zoom call that everybody can see that's been recorded on YouTube, talking about how one man's communism is another man's neighborliness. I sent you one. One sec. You know what? Let me just do this so you guys aren't just listening to nothing. I'll be right back.
My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has. When you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
All right, we're back, and Stacy should be with me now. We figured it out, I think.
I've been here for like 8 minutes going ding, 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 ding. Like the little GIF that goes bang, 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 bang on the keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, one of these links is supposed to work.
Well, the problem is they actually did an update on me again, so now we can actually build separate show restreams. So I don't have the option to just stay in the same one anymore unless I specifically name it and just leave it that way. So that's why none of the old links work. And I didn't think about it until you texted me and said none of the links are working. I'm like, ah, crap! I forgot they changed something.
I'm like,
anyway.
I risked life and limb. I risked a speeding ticket. I sat down at my desk and I was swearing like a blue streak.
Hey, but anyway, so
yeah.
you're here, and we've already taken a short break, so we don't really have to take another one unless you want to at some point. So,
okie doke.
All right. So anyway, how are you? I was just waxing poetic about how we used to all agree that communists deserved free helicopter rides and free skydiving lessons without parachutes, and now apparently we can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I put a tweet out on July 30th that somebody literally just quote tweeted to somebody with like 4 different headlines of the media trying to get rid of Kamala Harris as Joe Biden's running mate.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been going on for forever. I mean they have not wanted her on the ticket since like late 2023.
No, I know, but it's just like all of a sudden, like, oh my God, that Time cover.
Oh, good God.
Like, what was that?
Well, I mean, can I just be honest for a second? I'm probably going to piss somebody off.
No, Rick, please lie. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, could the media look any more like a battered spouse at this point? Because now they're doing everything they can, begging for attention from somebody who's unable and unwilling to give it to them. They literally look like
it's okay with them that she doesn't give them attention, because I'd say it's more like an alcoholic spouse, because you know that, and like her being the alcoholic, you know all she's going to do is embarrass you if she shows up. So you'd rather go to the ball alone.
Well, you would think, but
like the media doesn't want to like sit down and interview her, because all they would be able to do is like they have, if they interview her, they have to ask her, why are you now against fracking? They have to ask her, why are you now against Medicare for all? And like the only people who are listening to these little tidbits that her campaign is giving out are people in the middle and on the right. The left wing doesn't believe this, and they shouldn't. She's just lying.
Oh, I know.
Either that or she literally has no moral compass. Like she has no. I would have considered her one of the most ideological politicians in Washington, D.C. when she was a senator. Now I guess she has no ideology. It's just all about power.
Well, I mean, that's kind of true, unfortunately.
I don't believe that it is, but I mean, how do you take something like your position on climate change and green energy and just completely upend it with a press release and have no one question it?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing. I wish I could say that.
She was the senator, the first senator to sign up for Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill.
Oh, and she's still on all kinds of recorded audio and video supporting it. And then
how does this just all go away and people just go, oh yeah, she's just moderating and it's real? It's not real.
Sheep. People are sheep. The only thing that side cares about right now is they are, at least as far as they're concerned, within strike of winning. But I hate to pour some water on everything, but she's doing better than Biden was a few weeks ago. But she's not doing better than Biden was in 20, and she's barely doing any better than Hillary. She's actually not even doing as good as Hillary did in 16, and Hillary lost. So,
but I mean, the other thing you have to look at with both Hillary and Kamala is how much of this is the Bradley effect.
True.
Like, there's got to be some of that going on.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I think there's more permission in the public square to vote for Trump, thanks to people like Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's still there's a podcast I liked to listen. I still like to listen to. It's Glenn Lowry and John McWhorter. It's called The Glenn Show. And they're both Black men, and they come from different ideological backgrounds, but they're both professors. They both had significant problems with the BLM movement and what that meant, and a lot of what went on in 2020 and those kinds of things. But John McWhorter is actually on a podcast talking about, he believes there's enough white people in the country who know that they have to do the right thing and let the person whose background was not even really oppressed. I mean, she's Jamaican and Indian. Indian Americans are some of the most successful immigrants in the country. Like we would do the right thing and vote for the marginalized person. That enough white people suffer from enough white guilt. And I literally thought Glenn Lowry was going to lose his shit.
I mean, unfortunately, the other guy may not be wrong. You have to remember, suburban white women.
I think there's enough to do it. I think there's enough to do it in a poll. I don't know what people do when they're all alone.
Well, the only thing that has me terrified is you have to remember, suburban white women pay other white women $5,000 to teach them about white.
I know no one in the Georgia suburbs outside of maybe Fulton County who's doing that. Okay, you're talking about states that are already so deep blue, and you're not even talking about most suburban women. You're talking about significantly upper middle class women that do this. And I mean, what I love most of all is that Matt Walsh's "Am I a Racist?" is coming out in September.
Oh.
And it just have you seen the trailer for this thing?
I have, yes.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to see the Robin DiAngelo thing. He snowed her so hard, just like he did to somebody in the trans movement. Like, they had no friggin' idea who he was, and he just takes him to town. When he says yes, we do have to be very careful. I'm just like dying. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great. I'm actually buying a ticket. I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people don't love Matt Walsh, and some people have a problem with the Daily Wire, but there is nobody better to put on a man bun and just ask like the 30-cent question, right? Like just the master of the obvious kind of question about what these people are saying. Like in one clip, is anybody here black? Well, this is a black man. Does he not count? Just like, dude. Like literally every time I see the trailer, I just start laughing.
Oh. But no, I mean, it's just, I don't know. My timeline's been a mess. Plus, it doesn't help that for some reason my reach
I can't even
quarter of what it was 2 months ago.
I can't even, like, I have muted so many people that I used to talk to and think I had a lot in common with. I don't know what, like, I don't know that there's anybody, too many people in the conservative movement that are more disappointed than I am that Donald Trump did not pass the torch and we do not have Ron DeSantis as a nominee.
Dude, I
literally don't know too many people who are more disappointed than I am.
I mean, I don't know if
I'm
more
still not gonna
equally, I would think, because I wanted him too.
No, but that's what I'm saying. All these people with DeSantis 2028 in their profile, you're doing nothing but hurting his cause. Dude, if they win this one, I truly believe it's over.
2028. If they win this one,
there will be a 2028, but all the election rules will be overturned. I mean, like, it'll just be insane.
No, I don't think anybody realizes how close to the tipping point we are of not coming back, and we are the anchor that's been holding the world together. We are so close to
at this
point.
when you look, not even just a recession, we are so close to something so horrific and ugly. Look at what is going on in the UK.
Oh, I know. That shit's terrifying.
Like it's terrifying, but unless you're on X, unless you're, on Rumble, you don't see it. They don't put this on the media. You don't even see that much of it on Fox.
You know what I found interesting today? On the afternoon show, I played a clip from Sky News Australia, and they're talking about the half of the country that seems like they're really, really down for Harris, like they're fucking morons over here. They're like, these people not realize they're voting for the same person that's been in charge for the last 3.5 years. And
they are fucking morons.
Has broken pretty much everything in the country. I'm like, I really wish there wasn't. I really wish the Aussies weren't pulling us out like that, but they're not wrong.
I'm listening to Nate Silver yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'm probably going to vote for Kamala Harris. I consider myself an old school liberal. Dude, she's a communist. Like, what are you even talking about? And he's talking about Kamala Harris putting together a coalition of liberals and those on the center right. I'm like, she's playing footsie with the Hamasniks. Like, I used to think you were smart. You're not smart.
He's not smart. None
you can run numbers and probabilities, but you're not smart.
Well, here's the thing, and this is something my granddad.
Because, dude, no, he's sitting there going, I don't understand why, even though I have biases, I try to actively work against those to put out a product that's reliable. Dude, you'll get killed for that if these people win. You do not escape the guillotine, even if you vote for them.
The crocodile will eat you. It just may eat you last.
I don't even know that it even eats you last.
I don't know. It's just all insane.
I mean, read about the French Revolution. Like, everybody got the guillotine.
Everybody.
When the left wins, everybody dies.
Well, they need us to. That's the part that nobody's talking about. And people are starting to openly put it out on social media now, like it's no big deal. I don't remember who it was I saw that put out something yesterday. Some big ass leftist account admitting that like 80% of the world population had to die for there to be a new world order. Just put it right out there. Blue check and all. And I'm like, wait, so I know an Amish dude or a guy who plays an Amish dude on X who got suspended for saying that a dead dude would pistol whip somebody, but this person can just blatantly be calling for 80% of the population to be, just unalived, and that's okay.
You have the dingbats at the EU saying they're going to try to arrest Elon Musk, who is a U.S. citizen, for violating their hate speech law.
I can give them 1,776 reasons why that's a terrible idea.
I can give them 1,776, or I could just give them the meme that Elon Musk sent, which, while physically impossible, is absolutely hysterical.
Actually, I wish I had managed to send that over, because I found a video version of that and I was going to load it today and I didn't do it.
Oh, did you? Did you?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, at some point you're going to have to play my favorite clip.
Oh, I forgot. Hang on, we can do that real quick. You weren't here yet, so I didn't do it. Hang on. We got to give you your de-stress moment before we get your blood pressure back up again. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
There you go. Feel better?
I found that 7 years ago, and it still makes me laugh.
Okay, I remember first time you told me you played it for one of your kids and you were insane, and it made you laugh even harder.
Yeah, it did. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, that's freaking hysterical.
And
can I tell you? Can I tell you what I found? What I saw today?
What did you saw today?
Because of where I work, I occasionally have reason to have a television on in the background.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. There is an ad running about how Kamala Harris, with 2 college professor parents living in one of the most Tony neighborhoods in Quebec, Montreal, is middle-class Kamala. She's trying to do middle-class Joe.
Well, of course.
I almost had a fucking stroke.
I mean, did you really think they were going to do anything different? They're doing the basement campaign right now. The only thing that's different.
I know, but middle class. I mean, this whole thing about how she's from the middle class and she worked her way through school working at McDonald's.
Oh yeah, she worked her way through school. All right. Oh wait, my bad.
I'm just sitting there going, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
I don't know. Like I said, this whole campaign is nothing but AstroTurf and gaslighting, and I just don't know why more people don't see it. And I realize, well, I'm fairly certain at this point that most of the left-leaning hosts that are still left on the 5 are actually playing caricatures, because the ones that meant what they said have left. Because I don't understand how somebody like Jessica Tarlov can sit there day after day after day and talk about how amazing Kamala Harris is, when just she was another one of the people just a year ago saying we really need to get rid of that chick. And now she's amazing.
Jessica Tarlov makes me want to stick sharpened pencils through my eardrums.
Well, she's one of the only ones that will take the abuse on a regular basis anymore. They rotate a couple in here and there, but she's really about the only one that comes back. And that's actually one of the 2 shows that I really watch on Fox anymore. That one and Gutfeld. I usually try to rotate through other stuff during the day, unless I'm just grabbing audio clips, because Fox plays a lot of the stuff that I like to use in the shows, and CNN likes to talk over it more than they do. So I don't really try to use them as much, because anytime there's anything positive, they have to talk over it. And lately, now that I don't know why it's working, because I don't have a traditional cable subscription or anything. So for the longest time, I couldn't get C-SPAN to work on my computer. Now, all of a sudden, every time I go to play the video, it used to ask me to sign in. Now it just says authentication underway. And I have Sling, so I know it's not because I have a cable provider. I don't know what they broke, but I'm glad they broke it because I've been able to find a lot more unedited stuff and I've been using it more on the Beacon. But it's just I say this a lot, but I really need to figure out some other way to say it because it's not really true anymore. I don't really know how we got here is my frustration phrase because I know exactly how we got here, but at this point I don't really know how we get away from here when we've got half the people on our side that are so mad.
I'm going to steal it from Todd Erzin.
Okay.
Steve Dace's sidekick. The people are the problem.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we are.
They are too fucking comfortable. They think this can't end. They are not nearly engaged enough in their own destruction, and they are going to lose it all.
Well, I mean, that's just it. I mean, there are people now, and I mean, I don't mean this in a positive way in any way, shape, or form, but I was watching one of the afternoon shows earlier today when I was doing show prep, and they were interviewing a woman probably mid-30s who I guess was like a paralegal, and she broke down in tears during the interview, and she's like, I'm getting to the point where there are some days when I have to decide if I'm going to feed myself or my kids because I can't do both. And of course my kids
and that woman that you think you should vote for because she has tits and her skin is a little darker than yours was the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which caused the inflationary spike. It made gas prices go up because it was really a climate bill. It spent $58 billion on high-speed internet for rural areas, and not one customer has been connected.
Yeah, I want to know. Well,
it blew so many billions of dollars into an overheated economy that is the reason your grocery prices are up 30% in 4 years.
Oh, I know. And of course, they were celebrating today because the inflationary average is back down to where the Fed likes to have it, but nobody's talking about the fact that means prices are still going up. They're just going up more slowly.
The producer price index, the PPI, is at 2.2, and we like to keep inflation around 2%. Why we like to keep inflation around 2%? I don't know. Because when the economy is left to free market forces, like, say, boob jobs, okay, prices actually go down when people can't afford them. Or LASIK surgery, which used to be $5,000 an eye and is now like $500 an eye, and the surgery's better. When you just get out of the fucking way, the market will generally take care of itself.
Generally.
And I'm not saying that doesn't mean we should leverage some of the same punishments on foreign countries that dump products into our country that they leverage on us. By all means, we should protect our economy to some degree. But you don't need every industry that has had the shit regulated out of it cannot react to market forces anymore. And I mean, now we've got somebody in there basically saying to lower prices, I'm going to do price controls. Oh my God. Then you're going to end up with shortages because people stop making shit.
That'll do the exact opposite.
Well, eventually, because people stop making stuff. That's why rent control doesn't work. People stop buying rental properties to rent out because it doesn't make them any money.
Oh.
And the only thing I can think of, because I don't get to dive into the Twitters and the other things the way that I used to, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of is we literally just lived through a Summer Olympics, which I did not watch, which I used to be an avid Summer Olympics freaks because I played several of the sports, okay? Didn't even watch a thing. But we literally watched an Olympics, an international sporting event where two men won the gold and the silver medal in women's boxing, and people are trying to convince you that that's okay. That even though they have XY chromosomes and Adam's apples, that they're women. So what do we really expect?
See, well, this is the part
There's
that
something so sick at the global level, Rick. I can't even contemplate it. There is something so sick coming out of this World Economic Forum bullshit and the United Nations. I mean, all the sexualized curriculum for K through 12 came out of the UN. Like, what in the hell is going on?
Very good question.
If this is not literal demonic forces at work, I've actually heard Kamala Harris compared to Jezebel. Because how do you go from being the stupid fucking bitch we have been listening to, like, Ukraine is a country in Europe. Russia is a much larger. How do we go from that stupid fucking bitch to somebody who can actually read well off a teleprompter?
I don't know.
Unless it's just demonic. I'm like literally starting to think this has got to be demonic. There's nothing else it could be.
I don't usually share.
I had people
freaking stuff up, but I agree with you.
I responded to a tweet this week about some law in Idaho which prohibits children from receiving medical care without parental permission. Okay, I think that's a good law. I don't know why it would be any other way. It never has been, right? Even though your kid's therapist can't talk to you after the age of 12, it used to be, after Obama, it used to be they couldn't seek that care without you, right?
Yep.
And so somebody points out, well, if the child is sexually abused by their father, then their father would be the one approving the rape kit. And I'm like, okay, easy fix. You make an exception in the law, and I'm not sure why you think a criminal justice process would fall under this anyway. Once it's a criminal investigation, right, something else takes hold. Okay? There were so many complete sickos and groomers that were responding to me about how children should have bodily autonomy and children need to learn to make their own sexual decisions. I was literally ill. I mean, I must have had like 150 responses of this.
Yeah, children should not be making any decisions like that. Like
your frontal lobe is not fully developed if you're a boy until you're 25. That's where all of your executive function takes place. That's why your insurance rates don't go down until you're 26. Girls, it's around 21.
Yeah. It's because you guys supposedly mature faster. I disagree.
Our insurance rates go down when we're 21.
Yeah, that's
Just
because
saying.
you think you mature faster. I think it's a lie.
Oh, sorry for your trouble there, son.
But no, I mean, all of this is just insane. It's like you were saying a second ago. I don't usually try to bring that kind of stuff up on these programs, but I do firmly believe there is something evil and demonic behind most of this. I mean, look at how much worse everything has gotten since Spooky Dude handed everything over to his son.
Well, I mean, I used to say that the biggest, what was the quote? The biggest trick the devil ever played was convincing you he didn't exist.
Yep.
Now it's like the biggest trick he actually ever played was walking among you and you don't recognize him.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Like, but I mean, Trump, focus.
That's never going to happen. I don't even know why.
He had discipline when it was Joe Biden. He just shut his mouth and let Joe roll. Somebody in that campaign needs to grab him by his tattered ear, okay? and say, dude, we're going to focus, and we're going to focus on these 5 things. And we're going to hammer these 5 things relentlessly. And these are the only 5 things we're going to talk about. And your rallies now end after 45 minutes.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Not that I'm disagreeing.
You want to win. You want to win. You want to save this country. The only way you save this country is if you focus on these 5 things and your rallies end after 45 minutes. That's it. And he's got to do more rallies, hire the private security, and spend several $1 million on ads. All you have to do is play her own fucking words.
He's starting to.
I see a lot of PAC ads. I don't see a lot of Trump campaign ads. I hear a lot of Kamala Harris saying, I am Kamala Harris and I approve this message. I only hear like 1 or 2 where it's, I'm Donald Trump and I approve this message. We need to hit her on her record. Tampon Tim was a distraction. You're running against Kamala Harris. JD Vance, like at this point, I'm just like, the 3 of you should just go the fuck away and JD Vance can be president. Because apparently he's the only one that can speak. He's the only one that can take apart Dana Bash and John Carl and that other chick I don't know all in one weekend. All in one weekend. He just took them apart.
Not
brick
according to
by
the
brick
left.
by brick by brick. Huh?
Yeah, not according to the left, but from our perspective, it was fun to watch.
Oh, they know. They know if a normie was watching that, Dana Bash and John Carl both look like the shill that they are.
Well, no.
All you have to do is Google parents' rights in Minnesota and transgender children, and all these articles come up glowing about how Tim Walz is like, you know, giving rights to the trans community and all this other stuff. And then I saw something float on my TL today that I got to go take another close look at. He's got some Chinese thing in Minnesota now.
Well, that doesn't really surprise me, if I'm being honest.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. But then I heard, and I gotta dig into this too, because I hate to pass the rumor. Guys, shh. But like in 1990 something, he was the head of the LBGTQIAPBXPL whatever club at the high school that he taught at. Like I graduated in 89 and we didn't have those.
Apparently he was a pioneer. That's what Jessica told
Yeah, that's not rural dad.
No, that's rural creep. That's what that is.
I actually heard somebody say this one. Just because he shows up to an event in an LL Bean flannel doesn't mean it resonates because nobody there is wearing LL Bean. That's what somebody in the suburbs wears to pretend that are from there. Like, yeah, that's a costume. That's not what people in rural America are wearing. I don't even wear that. I just bought flannel at Costco for $9.99. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
He's not America's dad. He's America's creepy dad, apparently.
Well, he's America's asshole dad. Have you seen the video that got leaked out of what happened during the George Floyd riots when he's like sending people in neighborhoods with pepper spray and shit? Or paintballs?
No.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it.
He was sending what people into neighborhoods with pinballs? Or paintballs?
Police officers.
Police officers had paintballs?
Yep.
Not bullets.
No, it looked like they were paintballs. From what I saw, because nobody was screaming or crying, so I know it wasn't pepper balls. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I have it somewhere. Unfortunately, I've been tweeting a lot lately because I've been trying to get back to impression strength. I remember when I could tweet like 15, 20 times a day and get there. Now I have to tweet like 100. Like, what did you break? Why did you break it? When are you going to fix it, you little bastards?
Hi guys. Hi guys. Okay, let's not knock over the desk. Shh. Don't let the whole audience hear you. Don't let
Wait.
the whole audience hear you.
I just tagged Tarlov in this. It should have showed up way before that because I forgot I just sent that to her today when she was talking about how likable Tim Walz was. Hang on. Now I got to scroll back
He's
up.
not.
I think I outran
Dude,
myself.
he lied about really important stuff on purpose and repeatedly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I love all this Republicans against Trump Astro fucking turf on Twitter. Like, you're not real. The only ones of you that are real are David French, and Rick Wilson. That's it. Oh, and Heath Mayo.
Okay, so try this one more time because I know it's here somewhere.
Oh, and Tom. I forgot Tom.
Wait, which
Move
Tom?
Man Tom. Tom Nichols. Move Man.
Tom Nichols. He doesn't even show up on my TL very much anymore. I'm kind of happy about that.
I actually muted him because I just couldn't anymore. I was spending too much time letting him piss me off. But now I've been blocked by Nancy French, which I think is hysterical.
Is that somebody
Because
really?
I told her, yeah, it's David's wife. She put out his statement about why he was voting for Kamala Harris. And I explained to her that there wasn't a conservative in America who was waiting for David to come back and lead the resurgence back to the Bushies. Like, that's not where we're going. And that I hope the sellout to the New York Times was worth it.
Stay out the bushes.
Stay out the bushes.
Where? See, that's weird. It's gone.
Mm.
I even went back and looked through replies thinking it may have went there. But yeah, it's not there. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did, but I can't find it anymore. Hang on. I know there's a way to search timeline. I don't use it much, but I know you can. I wonder if it's because my internet's starting to be dumb. Could have something to do with it. Anyway, I would love to show you, but now I can't find it. I don't know what's going on. I do know X has still been really weird since the whole DDoS thing. It still just randomly just goes, yeah, no, we're not doing that right now. I'm like, the hell? What just happened? Kind of like right now, I can't get it to go back to my profile. Maybe you can only search it on mobile, which sucks because I'm not seeing that option on desktop. Oh, hang on. All right. So anyway, I just realized we're down to like 6 minutes anyway, so I'm not going to keep digging for that. We got to go soon. It's probably going to take me that long to find it. Ugh. Did I lose you?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
I hate it when you do that to me.
No.
Ugh.
Now, Chuck Schumer has introduced the No Kings Act and put out this stupid fucking tweet. Following the MAGA Supreme Court's disastrous immunity ruling, I'm introducing the No Kings Act. This bill would reaffirm the president is not immune to legal accountability and remove the Supreme Court's jurisdiction to hear appeals related to presidential immunity. You can't remove the Supreme Court's jurisdiction. It's just not a thing. And if you remove presidential immunity for official acts, that means that Barack Obama could be sued for illegally droning Americans overseas without a trial.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that.
Okay, but like the can of worms you're opening, dumbass, like the Supreme Court could not have been any clearer. There is presumptive immunity for official acts. There's presumptive immunity for borderline acts. For things that are purely personal, there's no immunity. Like
Yeah.
there's actually explicit powers given to the executive in the Constitution. If they're doing those powers, they cannot be jailed. Like, that's just, like, it's not a disastrous ruling. It's the most moderate freaking, like, nothing in that guarantees that Donald Trump is immune from anything to do with January 6th, except maybe talking to his DOJ.
Yeah, no.
That's it. I mean, these people are just so fucking insane.
Oh. Well, I mean, we've kind of figured that out already. I mean, look at their side basically throwing all the rules out the window, and most of their side seems to be fine with it based on polling.
It's for democracy.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Is when you've had, I mean, and we've tried to be nice about it, but for 9 years, we've been called everything from Hitler to terrorists to domestic terrorists to MAGA terrorists to just plain assholes. I'm just going to start calling them what they are. They're fucking commies. At this point, you're either for freedom, you're for communism, or you're a collaborator. Pick your fucking side. That's where I am. Because
Well, and pick your player, dude.
something. All right. Anyway, we are just about.
You've got the guy who took a bullet to the ear that narrowly missed his head, who put up his fist and said, "Fight, fight, fight," and the woman who can't face Dana Bash.
Right? I mean, you know, I'm just saying, I know a lot of people that after
Here's your player.
Like, you know what? I'm just taking my ball and going home. All right. Anyway, we're about out of time. Where can folks find you?
You can find me at Scott's Fire on Twitter sometimes.
Sometimes. Occasionally.
I'm not that interesting.
Used to be, and then you got a day job and stuff, and now it's all like, where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Where have you been? Well, it's like you know how like Dave Rubin comes back from a month off and he always has someone bring him back.
Yep.
And tell him everything that went on. Like, you could literally do that to me every week. The news cycle is so crazy right now.
Pretty much. All right. You guys know where to find me pretty much by now. And if you don't, you'll probably hear it at least one more time tonight. So I'm not going through all that. We've got FUBAR coming up next. So I've got to make room for them and get our studio mess cleaned up so we can get them situated. All right. I'm Rick. She's Stacy. We're out. Back next week. Coming up in just a couple minutes with FUBAR live right here on KLRNRadio.com. So don't go too far. Or if you do, make sure you come back. Yeah, bastards.
How long's it gonna be before we get on the bus? The car's no fuss, and a grip on yourself, it's all comes but free to be whatever you say.
My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Talented Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has. When you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
I'm Jordan Klinger, an attorney at McIntyre Law. The decision to hire an attorney after you've been injured is important. The decision on who to hire is even more important. At McIntyre Law, we will settle a case if the offer to our client is fair. Partial justice is no justice at all. At McIntyre Law, we are committed to obtaining full justice for our clients. Contact McIntyre Law at 405-917-5200 or visit us at mcintyrelaw.com.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to FUBAR, One Nation Under Foo. I am your host, the clever, the cantankerous, the catastrophic, the Foo. And we are coming to you live on this captivating Wednesday night from FUBAR Studios right here on KLRN Radio. And with me, as always, is the only Amish guy whose tears can cure cancer, although he never cries, Orty Packard. Orty, how are you?
Did you say cantankerous?
I said cantankerous. And
Oh,
catastrophic. Do you
And
know how hard it
catastrophic.
is for someone with a stutter to say catastrophic? It's actually pretty hard.
Well, you did well.
I did. I almost bungled it, but I did okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know what? It's not that hot. I'm not, making ball soup tonight. More of a ball gazpacho. But I'm doing great. How about you? What's going on in your world? What's new?
Oh, just getting ready to take my oldest to college. So, yeah, it's been fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
No,
Doing
maybe
all the
not.
box shopping and everything.
Well, not even that. It's just trying to figure out everything that goes in a box and try not to get all attached to everything I'm putting in a box and making sure I understand things she needs versus things I think she needs. And yeah, it's really been an interesting few days. And it's funny because she's excited, but she's also like, just think, I won't be eating at this restaurant with you again in a long time. And it's like, okay, are you trying to make me cry? Stop it.
Yes, they are.
So yeah, it's okay. But Billy, how are you? How are things going?
No, everything's going pretty good out here. I'm busy as hell, but I like that. Got my thumbs in a lot of pies coming up, it seems. So
Oh, well, that
yeah.
sounds exciting. We all like
Yes,
thumbs
and I'm not
pies.
speaking metaphorically.
Not even going there. So, but no, it sounds like things are going well. I'm really glad.
Yeah. No, they really are. God, it's been like what, 6 weeks since you and I have been together?
Maybe a month.
When you took the Twitchy yacht out on a jaunt around Belize?
You mean when I took my oldest daughter who's leaving for college to the beach? Yes, that was where I was.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My story was better.
That was the cover story. That's not what actually happened.
Right. That's what actually. Okay. Yeah. No, I was gone with my daughter. My bad. So yeah, it's been about a month.
That's all right. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But,
So.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm looking at my list trying to figure out what I want to talk about as I sit
You
here.
have a list?
I do. I made a list because otherwise I just get off all over the place. And, well, I really butchered saying that. I just go off topic all over the place.
Well, it is boob night, so.
It is boob night. And people get interested when you talk about boobs.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just talk about boobs the whole time and ignore all the
boobs,
terrible news and politics.
Boobs are fantastic, and I never tire of seeing them. But
they're bouncy and soft
we are
and
a hard
wonderful.
news show.
Are we? I don't know. Are
we really?
I don't think so. I'm trying to convince myself that we should be doing hard news, but I'm just not there yet. I have to have a drink of water.
We have pills for that.
Right, we do. Okay, here's my list. I think we should.
Give us the list.
Let's
Where do you want
start.
to start? Just throw a dart at the fucking thing.
Let's just throw a dart. I think we have to talk about Kamala Harris.
Yes.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, but the last time we talked, she hadn't even really been picked yet. It was right after. The last time we talked was when Trump was shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a month.
Actually,
it was right after he'd been shot.
That's right. It was So, she hadn't even really been picked yet. It was a whole lot of will he, won't he kind of thing, and So, wow.
Yeah,
it's been a month.
Been a month, but yeah, that was right after we talked, and that
she
was
still hasn't talked to the press.
No, she hasn't. And that was when Biden was still insisting he was in it for the long run, and he wasn't going to bow out, and he could still do it because it was just kind of like one awful thing after another with the debate, and then of course Trump getting shot, and suddenly we have Kamala Harris. So yeah, it's like went from bad to worse within about a week, didn't it?
So we had a coup, is what you're saying.
We had a big ass coup. Yes, we did. But
wouldn't it be funny if everybody said, like when they do the convention next week, if they said, no, we were just kidding. We're not going with Kamala.
Psych!
She's just fucking terrible.
She's terrible. Even with all of the media and everything pushing us, we just can't quite make her sellable. So we're moving on. Yeah. They picked.
So I like how she's not only not giving interviews, now she's just completely avoiding the press pool entirely.
Yes, she is. And what's crazy is they are
'Cause
friendly
she's
to
so damn
her.
popular.
She's so damn popular. You think she can make time to talk to somebody, a friendly person in the media. They all like her anyway, and not know what she's hiding from, but apparently that is what she's doing. I think they figured out that she really can't do any kind of interview or talk to the press because we end up with some kind of passage of time and spanning time, and how your all your files are up on the cloud, up in the sky now.
We
um,
must be unburdened by the past.
we are unburdened by the iCloud. That's it. So I think they're
Yeah.
avoiding that.
So it's all around us. They're not in any server anywhere.
They're just up in the sky. Yeah. So I think they're avoiding that. I think they know if she actually has the opportunity to show the world who she is, remind us all who she is, that those polls aren't going to be close anymore. But
Well, everybody gets on her about the border and everything, but there's one thing. I brought this up in chat on Jeff's Lost Wanderer this weekend. You know how there's astronauts stranded on the ISS, right? Because of Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you know that she's the chair of the National Space Academy?
I did not know that.
So, another rounding success for Kamala.
Oh boy. I don't get it. And what's funny is originally when they were talking about whether or not they could overlook her, or come across as this, racist, terrible people. I really thought they might try and sidestep her because she really is awful. She was polling lower than Biden. She is unlikable. She couldn't even pull her own state. And of course, as we keep reminding them, she's received 0 votes, like literally no votes.
Yeah. I have received the same number of votes that
Yeah,
she has.
I'm as qualified to run as she is at this point. I mean, why not?
More. Yeah.
More. Haha. Because I've never been in government before. Well, not in that capacity. I've never been elected in government before. Yeah, that's a good
Does
point.
jail count?
No, jail does not. I don't want to
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Well, no, I don't
All
need to know why you would bring up
Okay.
whether or not jail counts.
Just asking for a friend.
Some things that we don't need to know about you there, Artie. Just saying. Oh, but man, it has been nuts. It has been nuts. And did you see all of the talk about with Pelosi and how we all know it was her and Obama and George Clooney. I don't know who decided that Biden couldn't run.
Right.
But now she's throwing all these other Democrats, these nameless, faceless Democrats under the bus, because she was telling them that they were, he's not doing well. We can't run him, and someone needs to do something. But we all know it was her and the Obamas and George Clooney. So it's been interesting watching her do that. She has also said she doesn't think he sounds like himself. Yeah. So someone's feeling.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're not talking. They're not
No.
friendly. They're not hanging out. There's none of these great big friendly Democrat kumbayas right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is no drum circle in the White House.
Hmm.
But I do like how, low key, the Biden administration has been sending out these barbs against Kamala and against Pelosi, and they got KJP out there, token McCarpet muncher,
Yeah,
doing her little just little info drops, Biden supports Trump's plan to, the not tax on tips.
Yep. Yeah, but that was her idea, don't you know? And hers is better.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. Is that they didn't say they like Kamala's idea.
Yeah, it was Kamala. It was her brilliant idea. Next thing you know, she's going to actually secure the border and cut taxes and dye her hair blonde and spray tan.
But they also went out of their way to tie her to the economy.
Well, the Bidens can't be happy with what's happened. I mean,
they obviously aren't.
They can try and play this. Oh, he is, this great patriot who is doing this huge sacrifice for his country, and he should go up on Mount Rushmore, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, Jill is furious. Hunter is furious. And Joe, to whatever degree he can actually be furious, is furious. Originally they probably said, hey, you can be president, just do what we tell you, and you can have all the good stuff. And they never bothered to say, and if you fuck up, we're going to be done with you. And I think, if nothing else, they were surprised how quickly they bailed. So part of me really hopes that Jill Biden comes out, or Joe Biden waddles out next week at the DNC, and they're like, fuck these people. And they tell us exactly what happened, but there's no way they're going to do
not just that, but then they just start dropping all the skeletons from the closet.
Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, that would be like...
Joe has always been just the most petty motherfucker in politics.
It's true.
And I mean, Jill, she wanted another 4 years as Queen of America. So she wanted to Eleanor Roosevelt that shit.
She did, yeah. And I think she was more than happy to keep doing whatever she thought helped us believe her husband was running the country. But well, that would be amazing if she came out and they're just like, you know what, this is some bullshit and we should be running again. And this is what they did to Joe. But I really think there's rumors, of course, that it was the 25th Amendment thing and that Obama threatened him with Kamala's blessing, of course. And then there's, of course, the idea that Nancy Pelosi pushed him out, that they thought, we'll stop protecting Hunter. And here's a tidbit of what we can do. And all these stories have started dropping about, well, he was actually connected to this VP in Ukraine and all this stuff. So, I'm not sure if it was a 25th Amendment threat or a we will ruin your family's life threat, but one thing way or another, they got rid of him.
But
So
they
it would
are
be,
kind of dropping the shit on Hunter right now.
they are, and I think that could, now, of course, this is me with my pretty little tinfoil hat on, but this might be a reminder. Don't fuck around next week, because this is what we could do, and we're just showing you what we could do. So when you come out, you say how excited you are for Kamala, and that you can't wait to see what she'll do as the first woman president, blah, blah, blah.
Say the line, Bart.
So I think there's something to be said for that. And the Tim Walsh stuff is nuts. I think they tried to find someone that was even worse than she is, and that was
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean, you always got that insurance policy. You don't want to have
But
a.
I used to believe that, but then the insurance policy came in, and now the insurance policy is running for president. So I'm not sure that works anymore, man.
Yeah, But they did find somebody extraordinarily unlikable with so much baggage. I will actually be amazed.
Yeah.
If he is not forced to resign the nomination next week.
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll force him to do it because Democrats don't give a shit if he's a liar or not.
But there's so much baggage that's getting out in the water supply now, especially among the vets.
That's they don't. None of them have ever cared about the vets, and the vets who do
but
care aren't
vets
voting
vote.
for them anyway. But the
Yeah,
vets
that's
who
true.
care aren't voting for him anyway.
That's true.
No, if they actually had any kind of self-awareness, the ability to feel shame, they probably would replace him. But knowing that they don't give a shit, they've proven they don't give a shit. They just
they have no shit.
installed some imbecile nobody ever voted for, and now their own party is like, woohoo, this is the best thing since sliced bread. She's terrible. She goes to these, she shows up and she speaks at a concert. And, oh my God, look at all the people. And it's just, holy shit. And the whole debate about the AI and what was real versus what wasn't real. And the fact that we even have to wonder tells you that there's something wrong. But none of it matters.
Right.
It doesn't, Democrats know they voted for Joe Biden. And they know that the Democrat elite have removed him. And they installed this woman who knows nothing, has no ability to be the president, and she's this shiny new thing, and they'll vote for her. That's it. So why would they even
they
bother?
got themselves a new puppet because they had one with Biden too. Biden hasn't been, you know what I think Biden just finally just completely checked out. Remember that debate in 2020? It was during the primaries when his eye got all bloody for no reason.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I was
the
joking.
Giant vein. That was creepy.
Yeah, the vein burst, and my joke was, "What did Joe's left eye know about Hillary Clinton's email server?"
Yeah, that was that.
But I think that was the moment because after that he just went into puppet mode. So
yeah,
that's my theory. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
But
I have spoken.
I think if in a sane world where people were actually looking at candidates for who and what they really are, they'd have to get rid of Tim Walz because he is a disaster. He is a stolen valor, blue falcon piece of shit. And he, the whole stuff with pro-Hitler Amman and all that, he's just a bad dude. And everyone knows he let Minneapolis burn. And he enabled it. And even his stupid wife is like, we left our windows open so we could smell the tires. It's like, are you insane? What is wrong with you? So they clearly don't care. They clearly don't care.
So there was that video going around that said, National Guard and Minneapolis PD were shooting, people to get back in their house during COVID, and it was fact checked that was actually during the George Floyd riots. That's even fucking worse because you got the PD and you got the National Guard rolling up on normies and scaring them back to the house while downtown is burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't the fact check you wanted it to be, guys.
But it all boils down to none of it matters. I mean, it's obvious she couldn't even win her own state. It doesn't. And what's really sad is we all know it doesn't matter. And when we have so much division on our own side, I mean, there are still people pissing and moaning about Trump, and it's like, well, we're just gonna, fuck it, we're gonna let the whole country burn, and that'll show you people who are voting for Trump. I mean, that to me is horseshit. That is self-centered, self-serving, patting self. I mean, it's just garbage. If you can't get past your little petty, don't get me started. It has been one of those weeks with me, and I've tried really hard not to, get into different kinds of fights with certain people, and it doesn't matter how nice I am because they still crap on me. So I'm just over that. I don't have the patience.
In fairness of it all, that was you and I in 2016. We vote.
But that's the thing. I know how this goes.
I learned my lesson.
I didn't want to vote for him.
I mean, at the point, he was an unknown quantity, and it's not like I was voting for Hillary, but still.
But the whole point is, as somebody who's been there and who didn't want him, I understand exactly where they are, but I also understand where we are now.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be ugly, but they've made it ugly. And so, I mean, you can't even have a conversation about it. I tried today. Someone said something about, well, haha, Mega, you said you didn't need us, but how does that feel now? And I'm like, look, I'm just telling you, somebody on the right who is not part of this group. I'm not here to, choo-choo the train. I want you to help me keep Kamala out of the White House. I'm not trying to tell you I don't need you. I do need you. People are stupid who said that. You should have seen the things people said to me when I wasn't even a bitch. Oh, you can't be a conservative because you support Trump. Well, how are you a conservative for letting her get in the White House? I can't even be nice about it. And has been that way for days. DeSantis himself has said, I endorse Trump fully. He spoke about it. He said, we got to get behind him. We got to send him back to the White House. And these people still want to fight and pick. It's just, yeah. I'm obviously not okay with it because I'm still pissed off when I talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even make fun of it because it is so infuriating that we have to lose friends and relationships because people can't get the fuck over themselves.
That's true.
And I'm just done. And I get it. I hated the guy in 16. I still don't want to go have lunch with him. I get it. But this is more important than your personal beef with the guy with the blonde hair. This is bigger than yourself. Give it up and get over it and vote the way you know will keep this country from fucking burning to the ground. And that's that.
More.
I'm sorry. No, don't encourage me.
More than it has.
Yeah.
I mean more than it has. Not.
Oh God. Yeah. I just want to stop the bleeding. Seriously, it's like, what do you need here? What? I'm sorry, he fucked up COVID. He should own that he fucked up COVID. Someone needs to tell him, Donald, you really need to say, look, I did the best I could. I had bad information. I made some bad decisions. I learned from it. Let's move on and make sure that shit never happens again. Exactly. It was my first.
On that topic, though, I do love that Fauci got fucking COVID again.
And he's boosted 6 times, right? I mean, know. This is some dumb shit. It's easy to say, look, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I should never have let your governors do the things they did. I learned a hard lesson. Can we move on, please? Seriously, own it. Stop talking about Kamala and how big your fucking rallies are. That shit is old too. We get it. Yeah, you have giant rallies. She's lying about a lot of it. It's fine. She's fake. We all know it. Let's talk about how awesome your policies are and what they're going to do to save this country because it's time. And if we don't get on that, if we don't get focused, we're going to lose. So that's kind of
quite the interview the other night, though, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it was amazing, and that's what we need him to do. When he was talking, he's talked about how
fucking reading all that, but
people, he's like, they need our help. Let's help them. That's what we need him to talk about. When they put all those rules on him for the debate against Biden, and everyone's like, haha, because it's going to help Biden. It helped Trump more. Because he had to stay focused. He had to stay in his little lane and answer his questions and not argue with the dumbass next to him. That's what he needs. When he has that, he is spot on. He is, I would even say, presidential when he is in that mind frame, and that's where
See,
we
that was
need
like
it.
at the RNC. The first 45 minutes, he was fucking awesome. And then I'm just like,
Dude,
could you please stop being retarded now?
I
I know
didn't
you
think
hate
it.
that word, but
I didn't think he was being that. I felt like he was so relieved to be alive, and that he didn't really see it as a speech anymore. That he was on stage hanging out with people he likes who like him.
sure.
And, he got to the old man thing. And I'm going to talk about this and tell that story in the story. And I'm going to talk because I'm so relieved to be here. And I almost died 2 days ago or 3 days ago and a week
See, and all
ago.
that was great. And then it just kept going.
I know. I fell asleep on my keyboard trying to live blog it for work. So I totally get that.
You're so fucking old.
I know. Well, it was like midnight. It was like 12:15.
You're only
And
like
I'm
9 o'clock. What are you talking about?
And I look, well, you and your time zone suck. I look up and I have like all these keys on my face. It's like, holy shit. It wasn't that bad, but I was doing it in bed on my laptop and it's down. It was
Who's
over.
QWERTY and why do you have his name on your forehead?
I was like, thank God you have to hit enter. Or I would have had some crazy stuff going out on the blog. It'd have been all www.
Roll your face over.
No, and I guess I sound fussy, and I guess I am a little fussy. I'm kind of like in
You
that.
fussy? No way.
No. I mean, like I'm always kind of fussy, but I'm like pissed off, and that's not a good place for me to be in. Because when I get pissed off, I lose my sense of humor. It's not good because it's no. Part of the charm of the rabbit is that it's funny. Hey, I'm a bitch, but I'm a funny bitch. No, I just like being a bitch all the time. So, yeah. It's
That's the age thing. That's the age thing.
It's the election thing, is what it really is.
Yeah. Now that you've said that, WAPO's going to get all the vapors about you calling yourself a bitch.
Oh, God. Get in line. If you know what?
Yeah.
I know exactly who I am. I have no problem telling people.
I mean, when they got that. Ooh, Trump called Kamala a bitch.
She's a bitch.
No, she's a bitch. I'm pretty sure you have too.
Everybody, because she is.
Yeah.
He called Hillary a bitch. Come on, we've all called Hillary a bitch. I'm sure he's called other people who he likes a bitch. Who cares? If you're being a bitch, you're a bitch. I'm in bitch mode. I can tell. I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to be very cool and nice, but man, it's quick anymore. Like usually I'm kind of like, haha, I'll poke you a couple times and then walk away. Now I'm just like stab, stab, stab. This has been that kind of week.
I trained you well.
Maybe. I think a lot of it has to do with...
I'm going scorched earth on this motherfucking girl follower account until I...
That's Sam, like, I'm going to fucking end you, no Avi motherfucker. That's exactly where I am right now. And that's not good. And then I get mad because someone's like, buddy, that's a troll. I'm like, it's like, fuck off, I know how Twitter works. It has been that way for me. And I think a lot of it...
kept banging your shoe on the desk. I will bury you.
I will fucking end you. I mean, this is, and it's Twitter. It's fun, but it's not fun. And I think a lot of it is I don't want to cry all the time because my kid's leaving this weekend. So it comes out like, I'm going to stab all of you and watch you bleed to death. I mean, that's kind of where I am right now. It's not good.
I mean, yeah.
It's not good.
That's good.
You can tell I'm just angry. It's not good. It's not, no. So I'm trying to make funny. So like, make me laugh. Why don't you juggle and entertain me a little bit? So I'm not so pissed off.
Recount my tales of my time in the Amish rake fighting championship.
I really thought you were going to talk about something you've really done. I was like, no. I don't want to know why you were in the jail thing. I don't need to know. That was really funny. This jail count. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? It is a government institution.
And if you were in it, I guess that means you're in government.
Ergo, Latin, I was in government.
You were in government. Oh my God. There's nothing you have not done. I just, yeah. I don't need to know.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, you want to laugh?
Yes, I would love to laugh and not want to stab someone.
The bulwark calling Tim Awalls a man's man.
Yeah, okay, that was funny. Oh, man's man. Yeah, that's a man's man.
J.D. Vance, who actually went to war, is a man-child.
A man-child.
Tim Awalls is a man's man.
It's a man's man.
He's just so fucking cringe.
He is.
But
he's a hunter, And he's
No,
Midwest.
he's not.
People in the
He's
Midwest.
not.
People in the Midwest. He's
He's
very
none of those fucking
Midwesterny.
things.
He's very
He's fucking.
folksy.
He's fucking effete suburban piece.
He's garbage. He's filthy. He's a piece of shit, coward, lying, Blue Falcon son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just so. I mean, they're trying to make that whole.
He misspoke.
Yeah. Well, no, but they're trying to make it. Oh, JD Vance is fucking weird. Well, he didn't get his stomach pumped for a gallon of horse.
Okay. That is the stupidest, craziest bullshit. Between that and the couch thing, I was like, what the hell am I looking
see, that's
at?
the thing. Yeah, they're still going with the couch thing, but it's like, oh, that story about Tim Walz was bullshit.
Well, so was
the couch.
So is the couch.
So you like some faked AI, but not others. So here's some horse semen, guzzle up.
Oh my god! And what's really funny is, the powers that be that I work with, they're like, what we should do, and I'm like, I don't want to know. And he said, we really should do a story on the horse beams. I'm like, holy shit! But we're a PG-13 site, which is funny because you listen to me and I'm in charge. You'd never think that I'd be in charge of anything PG-13, but we're a PG-13 site, and so we have to put the horse memes behind the paywall because they're so filthy. But we wanted to write it, it's like, how do we talk about what's happening? Because we should be, like, to your point, if you're going to go with the whole he fucked a couch thing, that we're going to come at you with the horse thing. And so it was like, how do you write this without offending people? Because, we do have really nice people who read us. How do we do this without being disgusting? And it was, and you don't count. But anyway, so you put it behind I'm like, what the hell am I writing? I was like, this is nuts. My husband's like,
one of those articles when your husband asks what you're writing.
He's like, they pay you for this? I'm like, yes. I have the craziest job on the planet. He's like, so they
what
just...
I liked was there was the one meme that had like a fake PolitiFact where it rated the Tim Walz getting his stomach pumped from drinking a gallon of horse semen is half true, and somebody said which part's not true? I said the getting his stomach pumped part.
My favorite was when the horse is standing up on its back legs over by the fence, and it's like just spewing, horse semen everywhere. Right. And it shows him on the other side of the fence, and he's like in the rain, and he's all happy and smiling. It's all over him. I was like, God, this is terrible. And I'm writing about this for my job. I mean,
yeah. I either have the best or the worst job on the planet.
I am insane that I'm writing, but I mean, it's awesome because I'm getting paid to do this. Right. Like, what am I complaining about? But no, that was something else. The whole string. There was another thing flying around about him.
Well, hang on. Before you go too much further, it would be a shame if all 300 and some odd people that are watching us right now clicked this link, bought the shirt, and tagged him in it. Just saying.
We have a store now, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty exciting.
There are free order shirts on there because those are just timeless.
Oh yeah, I was about to. I was leaving this one for a second, but I was about to rotate it in that one anyway because I figured you were going to yell about free order eventually.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
Yeah, we have that too.
Wasn't there another rumor that was flying around with him about him that was not just the horse thing?
Oh, I'm trying. God, there was, and I'm
right. There was something else weird about him floating around. I can't remember what it was now, but it was not quite as bad as the horse semen thing. But yeah, we've got he's the stolen valor, the pro Hitler stuff. He's a man's man. Where am I? Blah blah blah. I'm trying to figure out where I was going.
We got the horse semen.
Got the horse semen. We got the couch fucking. Did you also see that there was apparently there was a picture of JD Vance in a red and yellow sickle t-shirt. So what they had done though is he was clearly at a wrestling event and they cropped him and all you see is JD Vance, but the dumbasses weren't smart enough to cut off entirely the other guy. So it was easy to find out that he was at, some WCW event. It was an old picture. And, who knows? There are a lot of crazy t-shirts you can buy it. So anyway, they tried to say that made him a Russian. That was going around as well. That was fun.
Well, there was the, there was they were trying to make a big thing about, he was dressed like a woman was. It's like, yeah. So you never went to college. You never went to hazing.
Halloween. Hello.
Right.
Give me a break. They're trying so hard to make, he's pretty, ordinary. I'm not calling him.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of him. It's like most of the time, I'm like, Jesus, guy, shut the fuck up.
I will.
But he is handling the press brilliantly.
Yeah, and You know, he is one of those. I think he is actually, because there was like, he hated Trump. He called him Hitler. That is a great point, because
Yeah.
look where he is now. There were a lot of us in 16 who were like, who the fuck is this guy? And no, we're not fucking voting for him. I mean, we get it.
I
But
mean,
we
I
also
called him
saw,
Emperor Hiroshito any chance I got.
I
But
mean,
still.
we saw what happened when he got in office. And it was this kind of, holy shit, he is good at this.
He had a
And
good
wow,
year and a
things are
half.
better. He had a good 3 years. And then COVID came and conveniently tanked
yeah.
everything. But we can kind of relate to where Vance came from. Would I have preferred a Youngkin? Yes. Would I have preferred a DeSantis or even a Rubio or a Tim Scott? Probably.
No, not so much Rubio, but Cruz, sure. But-
I don't think Cruz was even in the running. I don't think he's right
well,
now.
no, I mean back in 16.
And he, but I don't want to lose any more senators. And so I was like,
No, we
man,
got to keep
really?
it. Stop taking good senators and trying to put them. Ooh, he needs to be on the Supreme Court. He needs to be vice president. He needs to be. No, fuck off. Leave him
I
as a
stopped,
senator.
and that was
That's where he's doing
another
the best good.
another dig against the Vance thing is we're losing a seat there. So it's kind of like, come on. I would have loved to have seen Youngkin. I
It's
think
pretty
Youngkin
red.
is a great balance for Trump, and he is just the kind of businessman that Trump is, but he's also kind of the nice guy. But anyway, it is what it is. Vance has done great with the media. I loved when he walked over to Kamala's plane. He's like, hey guys, I know she's ignoring you. Let's talk. That was funny. That resulted in days of him calling him weird and claiming he was stalking her. David Hogg spelled it Stocking.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
That's your Harvard education right there.
All right, have it. I just he has been surprising. I did not expect to like him because I was not thrilled with the pick. But there's this last weekend, especially when he went on the shows, he upset Carl.
No, he did great this weekend.
Dana Bash got so mad at him she changed subjects. I mean, it was just he's good at this. We need him to be good at this. Now we just have to get Trump focused on policy and message
Or
instead
just
of
focused. Just
stop
Trump
talking about
focused.
Kemp. I don't give a shit about Kemp. Move on. Yeah, he pissed you off. I get it. Move on. No more
You must
attacking.
be loyal
our own-
forever.
No, they're not going to be. You have, if you want to win, this is how you win. And I get that he's won and I haven't, and a lot of people think he knows better, and of course he does. But at some point, someone close to him who loves him is going to say, "Donald, focus. This is how you're going to win." Bubby, we love you. You're beautiful. You're huge. You're gorgeous. Do this. Focus. Be done with this other bullshit. And when he focuses, he is great. That's what we need. That's where we are.
Yeah.
And I think that Trump interview with
We
Elon
need more
was
RNC Trump, less. Well, yeah, but even the interview the other night was pretty
It was
good.
great. He did a great
Yeah.
job. And it was like, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just sitting chatting. Elon Musk said he was in Wyoming. I'm like, you had to be in Jackson Hole then, bro. Because no way
Yeah,
you're anywhere else. And
Right. No,
That was
nowhere else you
crazy.
would've had an internet signal. That was, yeah.
all right, shut up. There's plenty of internet in Wyoming.
And I saw the pictures of the cabin Musk was in. That's Jackson Hole.
It's Jackson. He was up in Jackson. And then I was funny. I was like, you have to go to the Silver Dollar Bar, because I'm from there. And this conservative social conservative gets in my face. How dare you tell him to go get a drink? I'm like, fuck off. It's a cruel place. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh my God. That's
if
been
the
my
Woody
whole
Weekend
week.
was still around, I'd say go there. But that's actually in Colorado,
But
so never mind.
Everybody, I mean, like, it's like, hey, I'm going to poke at Sam so she screams at me. That is what it's been like all week for me. Like, how
It's
dare
like you're
you
in my
tell him?
feed.
How dare you tell him to go to a bar? I'm like, get fucked. It's a great place to go. But it was cool that he was in
Get some
Wyoming.
wings. Calm down.
It's just like a historic place to go in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Is the Silver, yeah. But that was great. He's also back on Twitter. Most of it has been ads, of course, but that's cool. I don't care. It's just I'm glad he's there. He really thrives when he has that negative input back and forth from the meltdowns. That's really where he's great. It feels good because it feels like we've been fighting his fight for him on Twitter. And
Yeah, 'cause
his
who the fuck
being
goes
there.
to Truth Social?
It's great. I get it's his thing. And, there's an
No, it isn't.
account. Anyway, there's an account that always posts this shit back to Twitter, but we need him live. And even if he's hired someone to tweet for him, which he didn't used to because he loved to be on Twitter, that's fine. But we need him there. We just need that presence as much as it drives him all crazy. Elon
Musket
did.
in the chat has a point. He needs Kellyanne Conway back.
Well, he met with her like 2 weeks ago. there was pictures of them, and she had the only blue Make America
Or Hope
Great hat.
Hicks, because I could really go with some more Hope Hicks.
No, we don't need any more Hope Hicks, but we do need some Kellyanne. And I think Kellyanne is probably the only one who can really get through to him. They did meet. He did give her this. I have never seen a blue Make America Great hat. He did give her one because there's pictures. And I love Kellyanne. I think she's a tough broad. I'm shocked she was
texted
married.
me today.
Wanted you to give Trump money?
Trump sent me a text today, too. They both
Me
need
too.
my help.
They're always texting me, asking me for help and money. It's like, it's good to feel needed.
Yeah.
The Democrats stopped texting me finally.
They have never texted me.
Oh my God, they texted me.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know.
Probably
why
because
either.
they found out what I do to Indian call centers when they try to scam my mom.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Those bastards. No, I think there's someone fucking with me because, like, I keep getting emails from Kamala Harris's campaign, and it's like, "Hi, Coraline, thank you for trying." Like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like, okay, someone took my email.
It's Caroline Orr, but she wasn't smart enough to change her name in the input field. That's what happened.
Motherfucker, they're taking my email and they're sending me Kamala Harris bullshit.
Well, you know what? They took everybody's email and Social Security. And
that's crazy. Yeah, that was something else today.
Did you like that segue into your list?
That was really good. You kind of jumped over my Robert F. Kennedy thing I needed to bring up.
Sorry,
still.
well, that wasn't in the list.
But it's on my list because I forgot to add it to the list when I sent you to the list, and I changed the list
Well,
and I added it.
We'll do your little Robert F. Kennedy thing after. Okay.
Okay, we can do but we have to come back to Robert F. Kennedy because that's important.
Yeah.
Because I have hackers right after Robert F. Kennedy on my list. I was trying to organize. No, but they.
You know who died and you didn't utilize their skills? Tesla, the inventor of the copy and paste function.
Okay, great, good to know.
That's a meme I did. Anyway.
Yeah, nerd. Yeah. So the hackers have said that they have every American social security number and address, supposedly. No, they have not confirmed this yet, right?
No, the data is just. Hang on, I just saw this too. Hang on.
So what I saw was they were saying they're claiming they have it, but nobody has said they definitely have it. And I like all the people who are like, "Fine, take my number, improve my credit." It's like,
right.
Oh, I love you people. That is hilarious. Like, you can't get any worse, you fucker. Go ahead, do what you want with it.
Yeah, it's like as bad as the economy is,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, right?
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. No one's gonna give you a credit card.
So much shit in that 5-pound bag.
You know what? No one's giving you a credit card with my Social Security, so go for it. They're gonna turn you down faster than anybody else. Oh my God! It's funny because used to, 4 or 5 years ago, people would have panicked, that their numbers were out there. Now people are like, fuck you, come get some. People are so.
Well, it's like, we used to talk about it on Cyber Chill back in the day too. It was, it's not a matter.
You're gonna be shitting me. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm just talking about how Democrats have stopped sending me texts.
And
I just got one. It says, "Hello, Samuel." That's really fucking funny. "Hello, Samuel. This is 5,000 black bikers for Kamala. Will you stand up to Trump and stand with us today? Go fuck yourselves with a sideways pineapple. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug, kiss, hug." All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Not read.
All right. Delete.
Okay, no, but we always used to, it's when I was back doing computers too, I'd tell my elderly clients, it's not a matter of if your identity will be stolen. It already has. It's a matter of mitigating that in the future. And I recommend services like that. What are you looking in chat?
No.
Or did you get a reply?
No, they responded, I think.
They did respond. It's Musket, you fucker.
That's awesome. I wish I would have thought of that.
You son of a bitch. You're lucky I
like you.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Killing me.
I'm like, oh my God, I just got one. Son of a bitch. I should have known. I need to add your name to that, you little butthole, so I know who that is.
By the way, Jeff, like, you gotta drop those cartoons you made.
Every once in a while, like what is it? JD will send me shit, and I don't know it's him.
I gotta start using my burner phones.
No, you don't, because
I do. I really do.
So he can attest that I did send back a nasty text. wasn't kidding.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Attaboy, Muskie.
Attaboy. I have your name home. Saved, ho.
So anyway, RFK Jr.
Sorry, I am totally distracted now. It's his fault. RFK is basically shopping his endorsement around between the two camps now. He is like, hey, Kamala, I'll drop out and throw my people behind you if you promise me a position in your cabinet. Does the
All
same
5
thing.
of them?
He does the same thing with Trump. I just saw that. It's like literally on my screen. Robert F. Kennedy.
That's kind of murk. I can appreciate that.
He's kind of like, but the problem is he's hurting Trump more than he's hurting Kamala right now.
Yeah, that's what people said about Perot, and it wasn't true.
Hello? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What?
the data actually showed that he pulled more Democrat votes than
But
Republicans.
who won?
Still.
Who won?
Clinton, among most Perot voters, Clinton was their second choice.
So, yeah.
Yes, I get it. But also, come on. Fucking Bush Sr. was just terrible.
Yeah, he was. I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
You know what? He actually made me long for the days when I could get Quaaludes. Just so I could.
Yeah. Was that the government time for you?
No. That was,
okay.
Yeah. Different.
Different
time. When I was running Quaaludes. Oh, I said too much. There's no statute of limitations.
I don't need to know anything else. This is one of those don't tell Sam what happened things.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's getting quite mercenary with his... You gotta kind of, I can respect that.
Yeah, why not? You want some power? He's a Kennedy. Why not?
Yeah.
Doesn't
it's the
surprise
only way
me.
he's going to get any because, I mean, he just has no appeal to the common man. You remember those falconing pictures he put out? It's like, yeah, he's just like me. I, too, go falconing on the weekends.
Hey, everybody, look at me and my birdie. In the whole story about how he killed a baby bear, I couldn't even look at it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God. And he has worms in his head.
Especially in, like, this election, after you saw what happened to Kristi Noem, shut the fuck up about killing things.
Oh my, he's like, well,
unless it's in war and overseas.
So he's killed a bear. He's got worms in his brain, and
he absolutely has worms in his brain. I have no doubt about that.
How is this? Anyway, I need to stop wondering how these things happen. It's like last night when Ilhan Omar won, and she's like, oh, my opponent was hanging out with literal Nazis. I'm like, you crazy bitch. You are
one.
You are the Nazi. Yeah? What? Yeah. And I said something stupid.
I
was like,
coming from inside the house, brother fucker.
I said, guys, how is this possible? And they're like, well, that's her whole community. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's right. It's like Somalia up there. What am I talking about?
Dearborn.
Of course she won. Oh my Dearborn, brother fucker. Oh, but at least we got rid of Jamal and Cori Bush, so there's two.
Yeah, we got rid of two of the annoying humps.
Yeah, that was fun. Part of me knew she was going to win, but part of me was really hopeful with all the Israel stuff. But everyone reminded me that her constituents are basically the same thing as she is.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
they are all Somali pirates. They're the captain now.
That's okay.
Where do you want to go next on your list?
All I have is one more thing. We got to be careful because you got like 10 minutes still. And we didn't take a break because I was ranting and raving and being pissed off.
Right.
So, yeah, that wasn't good. Well, you'll be okay.
No, that's fine. I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll survive.
I'll just save my beer for the next show.
All I have on here is Caitlin Collins went on Stephen Colbert, and he said something about how CNN just reports the news and everyone laughed. Like it wasn't supposed to be a joke. And she even said, is that supposed to be a laugh line? It was really awkward. That was the only thing I had on here because I wrote about it the other day. And I thought that was really funny that even his audience knows that they're a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing is that they were waiting for the punchline because that, it's kind of like when Babylon B, it's like, that's not satire. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of the same thing. You're not making a joke. That's, yeah. Yeah, every time I see Caitlin Collins when she does a show like that, I'm like, wow, she's really attractive. And then she turns her head, and then
she's not attractive.
It's like she, and then straight on when there's no depth perception whatsoever.
No.
Yes, But once she
No.
turns a little bit, she turns into Sarah Jessica Parker and Hocus Pocus.
Scott Pressler is always like, I was not there. That's not me. Have you not seen him do that? So every time Caitlin Collins is on TV, Scott Pressler will tweet, "This is not me. This is not me." So every time I see her, all I can think about is Scott Pressler.
Actually, I saw one of him the other day, and he said, "I look pretty good right now," and it was her.
And he said, "My hair's better, but I look pretty good." Yeah, he's basically, yeah. I can't see Caitlin without seeing Scott Pressler now. So you just said Scott Pressler face on is pretty good looking.
Sure.
But then he turns.
I'm comfortable in my masculinity. He's a very handsome man.
He is really tall. I will tell you that. I met him once, and I'm like, "Holy hell, you're tall." He has like big boots on too. Anyway, that was it. That's all I have on my list. And now you have to tell jokes and juggle and talk about things people want to hear you talk about.
Well, the one thing, one thing that was on my list, if we had time, and we apparently do.
We do.
The last Denny's in San Francisco has closed.
I saw that. What's left open there?
I don't even think there's a Waffle House. No, I mean there may be.
There's a streamer on YouTube, and he's German, but he lives in the area there. And all he does is walk around San Francisco and showing buildings that have been closed or businesses that have been closed or for lease. And he'll walk by and he'll go, "Closed for lease." It's very dramatic. And it's like there's hardly anything there anymore.
No, there isn't. No, the city's a ghost town. I mean, the people are there, but they have nothing.
I've been there twice in my whole life, and it's when we lived out in California when our little girl was a 1-year-old. I mean, so it's like a long time ago. And we lived in the Silicon Valley area because he had a job there, and we lived in Pleasanton, which was beautiful, actually.
Yeah, Pleasanton's nice.
We're in Pleasanton, but we go like a couple times. My husband talked me into going into the city, and of course, we had an infant, so I was like, I don't think so. But anyway, he took us to the city, and the first time I was there, 2 old men got in a fist fight about a parking space next to us.
That's fantastic.
Like they were throwing fists at each other, and I'm trying to push my baby out of the way. And the other time we went down to the wharf area, and it was like, "Oh, this is so beautiful, and this is so fun." And this homeless guy picks up my daughter's pacifier and goes, "Does she still want this?" And I said, "Not now." And he put it in his mouth and walked away. Those are my 2 experiences.
That's also awesome.
Those are my 2 experiences with San Francisco. So no,
yeah. Yeah, I went to the wharf when I was like in just before my teens. And then
long time ago.
The whole thing. Yeah, a long time ago.
Ages.
Like the whole Ripley's Believe It or Not Wax Museum and all, it was fun. And then I went there like 25 years ago for a wedding. And it was just the most bizarre fucking wedding ever. And I'm like, okay, and it took me 7 trips across the Bay Bridge because I couldn't get over to get off on Army Street, even though I knew it would. Anyway, bygone. Fuck that place.
Fuck that place. I don't want to go back.
I really, watching it burn in nuclear fire. The rest of the state, all of California, fucking hates San Francisco. We wouldn't care.
It was like the fight I saw.
They can make Otisburg out of it. I don't fucking care.
They weren't even just like pushing each other. Like this guy punched him hard enough his glasses flew off his face. I was shocked.
Fantastic.
No, I mean, like this Midwestern girl has been in Wyoming, maybe a little bit of Denver, but no crazy shit like that. Oh my God. I was like, we're going home. We're done. This is it. I'm never coming back here again. They were not bumps. These guys were dressed to the nines and they were fighting over a parking space. No, the bum picked up her pacifier and took it away and with him.
No, you see, that's the thing is that living in San Francisco has everybody so fucking keyed up.
Yeah.
That, I mean, just existing there is a fight for survival emotionally and you don't know it. And then that's why you get the people working at Twitter that do.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. So I'm not surprised that Denny's is sad because Denny's was awesome. Denny's is just like, okay, there's Country Kitchen, Denny's, and Waffle House. So if you're in the theater ever and you know how late you stay at the theater, not that I know this from experience, but like 3 a.m, you're really hungry, Denny's is the place to go.
It took you forever to find the exit.
I know, 30 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where you go
Well,
when
yeah,
you're
no, Denny's, and
or
the
you're
thing
really drunk.
I haven't seen them anywhere else. So people correct me on Twitter if you've had one in your area too. The thing I like about California is there are Denny's with bars in them.
Yeah, I've never seen one, but I've heard that. And there's
Yeah.
still like our Denny's I used to go to in college is still standing, as is the Waffle House. And ironically, they're very close to each other. So if you're really drunk, you can start at one place and go to the other. But yeah, it's crazy that it's just 20 years ago when we were there, it was still pretty beautiful. I mean, besides the crazy rich guys fighting over a parking space and the hobo who took my kid's pacifier, I was really stunned by how beautiful
He didn't
parts of
take
the
it. You
city were.
gave it to him.
He said, "Is she done with this?" I said, "Yep, all yours, buddy." I was like,
See,
he put
I
it in his
rest my
mouth.
case.
He put it in his mouth. No, it's on the floor. Anyway, yeah, that's my experience with San Francisco. Good one, right?
So you left your heart there. That's what you're saying.
No. I left my daughter's pacifier there. Oh my God. Yeah, you see, I didn't have that on my list. I remember hearing about that, but I did not have it on my list.
Yeah, that's I mean that should it's just I mean, and they closed it because the high incidence of dine and dash plus their graffiti. It's like, yeah, you can't operate a business like that if you're constantly, if everybody's walking out without paying and there's no recourse for it. I have,
Right.
and they're, it's becoming a food desert because Denny's is pulling up. Well, 2 weeks ago you said Denny's was shit food, and now it's because the last one's good. Yeah, no, you don't get it both ways.
Well, they don't have any pharmacies left. They don't have any grocery stores left. There's no Targets. They've closed. Like there were a ton of flagship retail stores there. Some beautiful. Like I think Gap's was there, and I maybe one of their earliest, if not first, store was in San Francisco, and they
Yeah,
closed
no, it
that.
was.
And they
Yeah.
closed that. So for me, I mean, it's just. And it's progressive policies that are destroying a city, and they keep voting for more of the same bullshit. So it's kind of like, what do you do for them? You don't want to
No,
hear
you
us.
just
You don't want to hear from us. You don't want us to tell you why things are wrong. You want to bitch and moan and complain and pretend that it's not the people you voted for who put you in this position.
It's because Republicans won't let us spend more money.
It's because
What
Republicans won't
There
let us
are
have
there are no
abortion.
Republicans in Californian government.
No, there really aren't. And
But,
there's a
I mean, and
look at the
thank you,
state.
Arnold, for that. You fucking kumquat.
I mean, look at the state. You can tell there's not. That's the whole. And if you go and you try and say, "Hey, we have some great ideas. There's some things you could do differently. Here's some policies that you might want to rethink. Here's some ideas of, making sure your economy isn't in a shitter," and they scream at you about abortion. I mean, that's just where they are. That's who they are.
Is that Taylor Swift farming spaghetti? I'm sorry, I'm looking at memes in chat.
I'm not looking at memes in chat. I've got my script up so I don't get confused again.
Okay, again.
I have to watch myself, especially when people are fucking texting me and trolling me in my text. That was funny.
That was fantastic.
It was like
Excellent
in live.
job,
It was live in real time, and they got to hear me be stupid. That was awesome.
That was great. I did like when you thought it was real though. Your reply was fantastic.
I'm consistent. I am sincere.
So anyway, Samantha, where can people find you?
Oh my God, that's my line. I'm supposed to ask.
Okay.
Why don't you tell people where they can find you? Because you have a lot more to say.
Well, no, because they can't find me anywhere because I'm currently banned on Twitter.
Where can they listen to you though?
Okay, so you can find me on Twitter as Yoda Secreto for now. Hopefully the irons in the fire pan out where I can get my suspension lifted. You can find me, where am I this week? This Saturday, you can find me on Juxtaposition with Rick. We do our bi-weekly dive into conspiratainment. Next week, you can find me on Manorama on Rancor Steve's Rumble channel or also on YouTube. Next Wednesday, you can find me with Rick on Rick and Orty. You can also find me in about 5 minutes with Rick on Rick and Orty. Wow. And then next week, you can find me on The Culture Shift with Brad Slager as we turn our skeptical eye to the entertainment industry. Other than that, fuck, I
That's
don't
a
know,
lot.
Circle K somewhere.
That's that's a lot. I saw Circle K. Was it Ireland? Circle K noticed you.
Yes, Senpai noticed me. That was fantastic.
That was hilarious. I was like, oh my God, this is like an amazing day for you.
It was a red letter day.
It was.
And I was feeling kind of pissed off too, and that just churned it all up. So I was happy.
That was funny. I saw that in my feed. That was awesome.
That was good.
That was good.
Fun times.
Fun times.
Yes, and you know what? I'm just going to have to pack up and go find me a Bonnie Lass over there because I'm not appreciated in America.
And it works for me. It's a great place to be. There you go. Are we done?
You can do this thing from
Well, you
anywhere.
haven't told anybody where you're at.
Oh God, like people care where I am anymore. You can find me on Twitter at PolitiBunny at PULITIBUNNY, a little website called twitchy.com, and here every other week on FUBAR with this dork, and of course Muskie making fun of me for typing stop into the text so he couldn't text me anymore. All right, that's it for this week, guys, here on FUBAR. Thanks for being here live with us. We really appreciate it. Stick around for Rick and Ordy, they're coming up next. And until we talk again, keep your sense of humor and stay out of jail.
Hail Hydra.
No bail money, so definitely stay out of jail.
I promise nothing.
My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has, when you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
I'm Jordan Klinger, an attorney at McIntyre Law. The decision to hire an attorney after you've been injured is important. The decision on who to hire is even more important. At McIntyre Law, we will settle a case if the offer to our client is fair. Partial justice is no justice at all. At McIntyre Law, we are committed to obtaining full justice for our clients. Contact McIntyre Law at 405-917-5200 or visit us at mcintyrelaw.com.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the
IRS my
IRS
home,
is
so
no
I'm
picnic.
selling Viagra out of a tit in Iraq.
An extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha!
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Otherwise known as Chat Labs Matter Night right here live on KLRNRadio.com. And it's so nice to be able to say that again because our website works again. Yay.
Right.
I'm one half of the
Yay.
group, Mr. Rick Robinson. He's the other half, Mr. Yoder Secreto, because the other guy's been nixed.
I'm still Ordnance Packard in everybody's hearts and minds and DMs.
I know. I'm just being facetious because I keep tagging Elon and saying I have to pour another one out for Ordy because you still haven't reinstated him, you bastard. So
That'll get traction someday.
Speaking of free Ordy, would be a shame if everybody bought one of these and tagged Elon when they're wearing the shirt.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually thinking about that while I was at work today. I think I might buy one of the coffee mugs and send them to Twitter HQ for the employee break room.
That would be awesome. All right. So anyway, we're here. We're live. It's Wednesday night, and my schedule changes again tomorrow. The afternoon show is now going to become a mid-morning show because my 4-year-old.
Jeff, you got to update the fucking schedule again.
He already knows.
Okay.
Besides, he got.
So why are you changing it?
Because my 4-year-old granddaughter starts school tomorrow, and Papa is the school bus.
Oh.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah, she has to be at school by 9 and has to be picked up by 3. So I think I am going to slide into Rush Limbaugh's old time slot and eventually probably expand to 3 hours.
Nice.
Because everybody in that slot sucks right now anyway, if I'm being honest. I've tried to listen to them, and they all just, I don't know. I get it. It's just since he's not there anymore, it's like they put in his old time slot, they have like Dan Bongino and somebody else, I think. And I think that's who it is. I don't even remember anymore. But it's dry and it's like, ugh. And I'm like, I can't listen to you people. And then I changed over to the station that I almost went to work for, and they have like a quadruple panel on in that time frame. And I'm like, this ain't working either. So I've been thinking about making the change for a while anyway, and now it's making me make the change because if I'm trying to do a show from 3 to 5 Eastern, then I won't be there to pick up my grandkid, and the school will be really, really mad. So it's taking care of it for me.
There you go.
But anyway, so how are you? How's things? How's Ordy?
I am That's my shtick. I am. Hang on. I'm well. I need a sip of beer. It's cooling down. It was actually under 100 today, so that was fantastic. No, I'm great. I'm training a kid at work, and he's a Marine and a real go-getter, so happy about that. A retired Marine. Well, you're never a retired Marine. Anyway. And just life is good. Life is sailing. I'm good. How are you? What's going on in Rick's world?
I'm doing all right. So one last push, and then I'm going to take it off for a minute. The hat that you guys are currently seeing, the design on the front of the hat was actually designed by our very own artist Angie. So anybody
nice.
anybody who purchases this, half the profits go back to her. She doesn't know that yet, so don't tell her.
She knows the history behind Chat Lives Matter, right?
Yes, she does.
Okay, I'm just checking because that is, her and Fu are tight, and that's kind of the Chat Lives Matter thing is kind of a slam on Fu.
No, she knows.
Okay,
See,
all right.
Nobody really knows this about Angie, and I've learned it now that we work together at Twitchy. She really is kind of stealth mean, so she just hides it well.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, but yeah,
so cool.
So
that's awesome.
You guys can also find all this stuff at klrnradio.com/store. So and there's more there. I don't want to have like an entire chain of QR codes all at once, so I just kind of rotate things in and out.
I think I'm thinking a redesign on the Orty shirt. I mean, I like it. I've got some ideas. I got some thoughts.
Well, yeah, we can always put more than one variety up there.
And then you get the first. If you have the first edition, that means you're the coolest.
Yeah, we can see. You do the second one, then we rename this one and call it Vintage.
There we go.
See,
and then sell it for more.
Yeah, exactly.
Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so unless you've been living under a rock, the Democrats are sleazy asshole communists who are trying to take over the world, and we're trying to stop them, and only half of us seem to be on board with that idea. So that about sum it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Night, everybody. Check your servers.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. No, that kind of nails it. Yeah, they're so not good at this anymore. It's just, the basement strategy apparently works, but
I don't know how long it's actually going to work, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's new polling that came out tonight, and Trump is already, now granted, within the margin of error, but actually already 1 point ahead again in the national polls, which polls don't, I'm just going to say this again. Polls don't mean shit. For anybody that's ever worked an election, what polls are good for is a snapshot in time for candidates and campaigns to figure out where they need to be allocating their resources. Now, I will admit the Trump camp got caught flat-footed because I don't think they thought that the fucking Copy Llama Hamasnik was going to turn into fucking Katniss Everdeen overnight. I don't know what the fuck happened with that, but
the press literally fucking hated her until Biden gave his endorsement of her. I mean, they were writing slam articles up to that afternoon on her.
Stephen makes
on
a
how
great
she's
point.
unlikable and she's wooden and creepy.
And now all of a sudden she's just awesome. And I'm like, you guys are just disingenuous hacks. That's like, I said this with Stacy earlier. Watching Time Magazine put out that freaking weird ass like etching cover because she wouldn't even meet them to do the interview or take a photo is like the closest thing that I've seen to an abusive relationship in forever. Because this is like the spouse who knows that their marriage is falling apart and they're literally doing everything they can to try to hang on to it. Or even if it's not falling apart, that they've reached like the narcissistic phase of it when it's kind of towards the end and they'll get a little bit of attention here and there and they'll think things are going back to normal. Then the other party goes cold again. So they start grabbing a hold of the leg. No, don't leave me. That's the media with Kamala right now. It's scary. It's terrifying to watch. And the scary thing is, and it's funny because they've actually been caught now twice taking some of the stuff that has generated over 1 billion impressions on X with the conversation that happened between Musk and Trump the other day. And they have tried to creatively edit it just like they did with the Very Fine People hoax on CNN and MSDNC, and everybody's like, like 1.5 million people heard it live, and millions of people have heard it since, and we can see you now.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, more people listen to that 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it was, than watch CNN through the course of a week. I'm not kidding. I mean, Brad and I do the numbers occasionally on on cable news, and since they lost the airport contract, they're not
tanking.
even in the top 40.
No, which was funny, and I couldn't help myself today, because I've been trying to work my ass off on social media again, because I'm trying to get my impressions back up to where they were before Elon flipped whatever fucking switch that he did, because I was really close to making it, and then it was like, yeah, just kidding. But so anyway, so the whole Republicans for Harris call dropped, and they're like, and it's funny because two different accounts gave two different numbers. One, and they were posted around the same time, so I know it wasn't from different time spans. One was like, we had 65,000 Republicans on the call. Another one was like, we had 78,000 Republicans on the same call, all saying they're going to vote for Harris. I'm like, dude, we had 1.4 million people in a Spaces the other day. Keep up.
Right.
What the hell? I mean, you really want to start talking numbers? Seriously? I just, and everybody's like, oh, and nobody listened. I'm like, so 1 billion impressions is nobody listening?
No, that was just Swalwell. Swalwell said that.
No, it wasn't just him. There were a lot of people saying it. Like
so
CNN was saying it,
okay.
and MSDNC was saying, and everybody was like, yeah, the conversation on X that nobody listened to. And I'm like, dude, it literally had like 1 billion impressions by the next day between their actual feed and all the people jacking into the feed to be able to broadcast the feed. I mean, at one point we even pushed it out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't do nearly as well with it as I thought we were going to do, because the damn dedicated denial of service attack kept us off of X for most of it. And it's still, I mean, it's still glitchy for me sometimes. Like, I'll try to change between accounts, and it's like, I'm sorry, we can't find that account. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes, I feel the same.
Well, yeah, but I know why yours says that. Anyway.
So, we had an anniversary today.
We did.
We did. 3 years ago, and I know this because the Taliban had a parade.
Oh shit!
With all of the military equipment we left behind.
Now,
making them the second most advanced military on the planet. I'm actually surprised any of it's still fucking running.
I was told under, people like a certain ambassador who I can't stand anymore, and a couple of other people that should have known that.
Is that John Bolton you're talking about?
Yes, that all of our equipment would have been scuttled before we left. That didn't happen.
Well, this is what happened. I mean, there's supposed to be civilian control of the military, and Miley just fucking did whatever.
Yeah, well, Miley's an asshole. Miley is asshole. Oh, sorry.
He sucks all the cock.
Well, I don't think he sucks quite as much cock as Tim Malls, but that's besides the point.
Oh, let's not be hasty.
I'm telling you, dude. I have seen so many videos of that guy with him like walking through halls and shit, and every time I see him, I see Brian Dennehy playing John Wayne Gacy, and I'm just creeped the fuck out every fucking time.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm just like, what the hell is going on? By the way, for anybody that can hear my voice, we're currently at number 2 on Spaces right now. I don't think we can get anywhere near number 1, but if you haven't pushed us out yet, it'd be fun to try, because number 1 is like at 5,000 something right now. It would be awesome to wind up with that by the time we were done.
That's just, I don't know. I mean, we've got good numbers right now, but I think that, because my number 1 right now is D-Day Cobra. But fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, it's different depending on who you're following and who you interact with. I've noticed that. That's like when I go to the station account, the number 1 I usually see is some fucking Al Jazeera thing that I've never even interacted with. And I'm like, why the fuck is Al Jazeera like on my timeline? Like for me right now, Reuters is number 1 on the station with 9.2. And then we're next with 416. And then my little rinky dink 12 is hiding, or 17 is hiding down there too. how the hell it is I have like over 10,000 followers at this point and I'm only getting 17 views. I'm telling you, something's fucking broken. Because I did not pay for followers. So I do not have shit bot followers.
Right.
Something's broken.
I'm actually getting some good traction now that I'm decided to use this account to its full potential.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm kind of jealous because you'll like do some stupid shit and I'll come back in like 5 minutes. It's got like 6,000 impressions. I'm like, I have to dovetail in this. I'm gonna have to dovetail in Nielsen shit to get.
I mean, doing stupid shit. That's all I do, my friend. That's my whole shtick. That's my MO. That's my
I know.
one.
I get it. But I've been.
Oh my
to-
god!
Hey, I just
No,
realized.
yeah.
I just realized Musket wasn't following the station until now.
Oh, weird.
I've been following him for forever. Fucking nerd.
Yeah, well, you just followed me today with the station.
Well, that account was locked, and you told me not to have everybody that was
back in
paying
the day.
attention you follow you. So I
So
was
I just
following
this just
instructions
came
on
across
how
my
I-
feed.
Go ahead.
Michael McFowle, he's some poli-sci guy. Apparently, he's well known. He says Kamala has no obligation to give an interview to the press. If he thinks it'll help her campaign, great. If not, then don't. And this is the same guy who would always make a big deal whenever Trump wouldn't speak for a few days. Why
Yeah.
hasn't he talked to the press? So, poli-sci is the most useless degree because it's in the in the liberal arts house, and there is no science to political science. It is a misnomer.
I mean, the problem
All
is
the
eventually everybody that tries to go down that track usually winds up a leftist. So,
Yeah, I think that's baked into the cake.
or they just start becoming money whores and don't really care anymore.
Well, there's that too.
But
just like the media,
dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, and it's just the weirdest thing ever because I remember a time when they were like, why can we not get an interview with you? And now it's fucking JD Vance strolling across the tarmac like a boss, going, "Well, you guys seem lonely, so I just wanted to come check out my plane and say hi." I'm like,
he did well this weekend on the weekend shows.
oh yeah, no, I mean he actually, I was not that. I'm not gonna lie, I was not that impressed during the convention. He found his stride, and it happened right in the middle of him just basically being thrown into the fire because he did a gaggle right in the middle of his plane and was just like, "Hey, got a few minutes, let's do some questions," and just took them one and after the other and after the other and after the other, and I'm like, I'm starting to like this kid. I really am.
Yeah,
I really am. And then the funny thing is, and the whole going from being called Hitler to being called weird and being called couch fuckers, I'm like, dude, you've called me terrorist for 9 years. You really think I'm going to be upset that you called me a weird couch fucker?
Right. Yeah, that's.
I mean, seriously. I mean, terrorist at least hurts
That's
a little.
No way to talk about your mom.
I actually said that to somebody who called me a weird couch fucker. It's like,
I have to.
I don't think you should call your mom a couch. It's not nice. I mean, unless your mom's Joe Biden, then you might be able to get away with calling her a couch.
Why are you calling your mom a couch? That seems mean.
We've been hanging around each other too long.
Yes, we have. We've been.
I've started doing your mom jokes all the time, which is what inspired our background for the show now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did, we talked about it last hour too. I did love that I got the attention of Circle K Ireland.
Dude, that was awesome.
Was fantastic. That was just, the thing is that I wasn't even like, I wasn't even going to check my tweets. I was running late for work, and then I saw that and I was like, you know what? I can be a few minutes late. Because that was fantastic. That was just, I've been saying that a lot tonight. That was just awesome. That was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
I mean, it was. I mean, especially, because you're always talking about Circle K, so I'm really kind of surprised that you haven't got. Haven't you got noticed by another Circle K account before?
No. Well, yes, but they're a parody. Somebody made the Circle K account to dovetail in with my account. So, but yeah, I mean, what the fuck, Circle K US?
Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to. You know what? I do like the gingers in Ireland though, so. I think I might just have to. I'm just going to take my MILF action over there.
Somebody's having way too much fun with Grok now that Grok
Well,
goes in.
that's Emery. He's doing fun. I love when he gets on his yeah. If you're not in the KLRN chat, Emery's dropping AI art and memes, and they're fucking fun. No, I love when he goes on these little stories. Huh?
That's a pretty good.
Well, he's the one. He's the originator of a lot of the free orty memes.
Oh, I know. You told me.
Yeah. So.
Although I have to admit,
his mom is a ginger and half Irish. Jeff, you're my age, dude. That's a hard pass. That's just a pass. There's nothing hard about
it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, no, never mind. That's just a pass.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I haven't seen your mom. Maybe I'm being too hasty. So, what do you got going on? What's grinding your gears?
I mean, what's been grinding my gears? I've been talking about all week.
I know, but your shows are when I'm working. I never get to hear your shows often.
Well, that's why we have replays. You can still listen.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Anyway, I mean, I guess my biggest complaint has been the same one that I've had for pretty much the last 3 weeks. I remember when we as Americans could come together and agree that communism had no place in America and all band together and give them free helicopter rides and free parachuting lessons without parachutes.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get back to that. Instead of just watching them as they stroll into the White House and prove Khrushchev right after all. Which, yes, before anybody says it, I've fact-checked it. I'm aware it's not they can't actually attribute it to him, but it's the most common person they attribute it to. So, anyway. But I keep saying this, and I need to figure out another way to phrase it, because I don't really understand how we got here, because half the country is just completely fucking stupid. And the other half... The other half that I'm part of is not really that far behind it. It's like one half is just fucking retarded now, and the other half is like, we might be getting that way. Because
except for our listeners are fantastic.
I mean, they are. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. They take time out of their day to hang out with us, and they don't have to do that, so that's awesome. But yeah, it's just the more I hear this crap, and especially from it's not. I don't even care about the left. I don't. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But when I've got people that are supposed to be on my side going, well, I bet you feel like you need our vote now, don't you? We shouldn't even be having to have this conversation. With everything that we've uncovered in the last 4 years that they did, we shouldn't even be having to have this conversation. If you just go back to even 15, 16, the CIA and the FBI colluded to try to throw them off the fuck out of the election.
Right.
Which also, for that to happen and for them to use the material they used means that tacitly Hillary Clinton and probably Barack Obama had to be involved too for it to even work in the first place. Which means you had the sitting president or someone tangentially attached to that president committing election fraud. Nobody wants to, or election interference. Nobody wants to talk about it. The Harris campaign is committing election interference right now. The people that are screaming and yelling about disinformation have been paying for Google ads that for some reason are allowing them to edit the headlines and then attach them to the actual articles. So they're taking articles that are already favorable to them and spicing up the headlines to make them seem even more favorable to them. Mm-hmm. So they show up that way in people's search results when they start looking for stuff, because ads always populate first. And a lot of people don't notice the little thing at the bottom that says ad. So that's happening. You've got them being busted using AI to repackage things, because if you've noticed, there's been some footage of their rallies that have got sections that are blacked off or that are empty, but they will put a big black like tarp, or not a tarp. I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but it's like it's blocked off, and it's like it's got a blackout curtain on it. So what'll happen is you can't really see that unless you zoom in with the people that have like the cell phone footage, which is why you keep seeing all these people going, see, we told you it was real. But then the campaign gets a hold of those images and those videos, and then they superimpose AI people into the crowd sections that were empty. So people that are zooming into the stuff that's actually coming out from the campaign itself, that's when they're finding the AI stuff. And where they screwed up the other day, this happened in real time. Somebody who wasn't there saw somebody else who was actually at a Kamala rally, but some of the sections were coming back when they were panning the crowd and they were seeing the black. And they're like, oh my God, look how empty that Trump rally is. And it turns out it was a Harris rally.
Yeah, that was who was that? That was never mind. He deleted his tweet anyway. Yeah, but okay, so with the airplane one though, I'm convinced that one was real and that just Biden supporters are vampires.
That's possible.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there was a picture of Air Force Two, had a huge crowd of people, and then the video had them panning back and showing the crowd going all the way into the hangar, and everybody's tapping selfies and everything. But when you looked at the reflection on the engines and the paint job on the plane, empty tarmac.
Yeah, no people, no reflection.
So, I mean, these are the people who are concerned about cheap fakes and deep fakes. Yeah, okay, vampires and Juxtober. Have we done vampires? No, we haven't done
No, we have
vampires.
not done vampires. That's actually a good suggestion.
That is a good idea, Jeff. Thanks.
That is just on the edge of evil enough that we might actually be able to get through it without anything weird happening. Maybe.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
We're 2 for 2 on the last 2 years.
Whew, yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Emery, I like that one. I'm stealing that one.
But no, I mean this.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm stealing it.
All of this just drives me nuts because it's like I said, the left can do whatever the hell the left wants to do. But when we're watching them deal from the bottom of the deck in real time, and even the supposed, the more moderate liberals don't give a fuck, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Because the other problem that I have is
that's just politics.
Well, I mean, no, not like this.
No,
Nothing-
I'm saying that's just what your average.
Oh, I know. And
Your average normie is saying.
Oh, and trust me, I've heard it. But I'm just sitting here and I'm going, this is my problem with this. Because with the little bit that's come out that they've been able to find in places like Georgia and a few other places where they found, ballots that were scanned more than once, they found dead people voting, all these things that a lot of places are trying to go through and clean up.
Things that never happened.
Yeah, all the things that were never supposed to happen. So then you go back and you're looking at what they're doing right now. And then you go back and you remember that in 2016, they did shenanigans in their own convention to make sure Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination. They did the same thing in 2020.
Bottom of house.
Then they did the same thing in 2020. And now they've literally just thrown the guy that, actually got votes off the ballot and said these people that nobody's ever even voted for. And the thing that pisses that's the weirdest.
We need to win, so we're just gonna, doesn't matter. The people who are really concerned about democracy and the will of people don't seem to be concerned about democracy.
Yeah, the people that are the most concerned about democracy just threw the baby out with the bathwater to try to hang on to power. But this is the thing, though. This was not their plan. Obama wanted, I think they were starting to call it like a blitz primary, but like a mini primary or something.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. And from what I'm hearing from people that are in the circles, apparently Biden's final fuck you to everybody was endorsing her because that's not what anybody wanted, which is why now they have this whole, Obama's brought a couple of his speechwriters in. They've got all of this press favors and shit that they're calling in because that's exactly why all this is happening. There's no other explanation. All of these people that owe them favors now, they're calling them in. It's the only reason that these people would be willing to do what they're doing. It's either because they have something on them or because they owe them something and now they have to repay it, or there's something else worse that's going to happen. Because a lot of the people in the media right now literally look like they've sold their souls. And as somebody who has been working my entire life to get in to be part of the media, watching this happen has gotten me just completely to the point where I'm disheartened. I'm pissed off. I'm frustrated because I'm watching people that even some people that I used to look up to back in the day just completely contort themselves to just, it doesn't matter how we get here as long as we get here. That's what they've always said we did. And I knew we didn't do it.
Right.
I'm not saying there's never been any cheating on our side. Cheating is baked into politics, folks. That's just the way it is. There's always a little bit. It's like the whole thing of rubbing is racing. There is cheating to a point, but these people have elevated it to the point to where with what they've done now, if this works, and this is why it's so imperative that we stop them and we shut this down. If this works, two things are going to happen. We're either never going to have an election again because everything's going to collapse, or we're never going to win an election again because this will just
And then
work
everything
every time.
collapses.
And then everything collapses anyway. So we're literally on the on-ramp to the downfall of American society. We are, whether it's 4 years from now, whether it's 8 years from now, if we do not stop this now, I don't give us more than 10 years. I would honestly be surprised if we're around for more than 4, because we are already teetering so close to a collapse that it's not even funny. All of the damn House of Cards bullshits and tricks that they've been trying to play have been propping us up, and little by little, the cards are starting to fall. You're starting to see it. Yeah, there were good inflation numbers today, but they were terrible the last month compared to where they are this month. So I guarantee you by next month, they'll probably be back up again because nobody knows what the hell is going on. Nobody knows who's running the country. At this point, even the stock market's freaking the fuck out because 3 weeks ago, they were like, oh my God, some people that understand business are going to be back in the White House. Oh shit, we're looking at 4 more years of this again?
Right.
Batten down hatches, boys. But it's just none of this, absolutely none of this makes any sense to me. And for people that are supposed to be on our side of the aisle and our side of the argument saying, well, he's not conservative enough for me. You know what? He's not conservative enough for me, but he's a damn sight more conservative than 2 fucking communists.
See, you and Sam are talking about these conversations. I just never have them. I don't know if people just don't want to get into it with me, or I mean, yeah, it's because it's weird. I don't know. I don't have people. I mean, I've got people going after me, but they're generally retarded, train or climatards or something. But yeah, I don't have, when I tweet something favorably for Trump or call Trump retarded, which are, because I play both sides. Not that I play both sides, is I praise when they deserve praise and call him retarded when he's being retarded. But, there was a brief moment where people would get offended when I call him retarded, and now everybody just kind of scrolls past my feed because they know they don't want to get into it with me. Because I'm only calling him retarded when he's being retarded. Well, I just use retarded a lot.
I mean, you use retarded like a comma.
I also use fuck like a comma. Fucking retarded. Fucking retards.
No, retarded.
Take a break.
Hang on. Retarded is your comma. Fuck is your semicolon.
It's my exclamation point.
Yeah. And yes, we can take a break. Hang on.
Yeah. Why the fuck is Howard Stern trending? Why is he still alive?
I don't know.
What did that retard say now?
I may or may not be about to troll the chat, but we're going to take a break.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. You guys may remember this one from the morning show, back when I used to torment you with an electronic rooster from time to time, but I haven't decided.
Fucking rooster.
I don't know if I'm going to hit you guys with that this time or not. Maybe not. Probably not, because I have to listen to it too with the current setup, so you might get lucky. Be right back. You're listening to Rick and Morty on KLRNRadio.com. Second half on the other side. Stay tuned.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
I'm Jordan Klinger, an attorney at McIntyre Law. The decision to hire an attorney after you've been injured is important. The decision on who to hire is even more important. At McIntyre Law, we will settle a case if the offer to our client is fair. Partial justice is no justice at all. At McIntyre Law, we are committed to obtaining full justice for our clients. Contact McIntyre Law at 405-917-5200 or visit us at mcintyrelaw.com.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
I am the passenger, and I ride. I ride through the city backsides. I see the stars come out of the sky. Yeah, the bright and hollow sky. You know it looks so good tonight. I am the passenger.
I'm sorry, I may have just been kind of sitting here enjoying the bumper. Okay. Welcome.
Well, I mean, I'm glad I introduced you to Iggy Pop.
Yeah, I will say he would have never been on my radar if not for you. So
Well,
thank you for that.
Yeah, now go find Lust for Life, and I'm drawing a blank on the other ones, but yeah.
Anyway, so we're back.
So, yeah.
We're live. Final segment, Wednesday night. Don't forget, starting tomorrow, show kicks off at noon Eastern now. I think I'm probably going to do, I haven't decided. I think for now I'm just going to do like noon to 2 Eastern. And then at some point I'll expand out to 3 hours probably. Because there's been times lately that I'm like, dude, I have too many notes for 2 hours. And then I'm like, yeah, I can just do it tomorrow. But now that I can actually start getting serious about putting a work schedule together again, because that's half my problem is since I'm always around Gracie, it's like every time I want to go to work, she's like, but Papa, I want to play. So I won't have that problem starting tomorrow.
Right.
Anyway, so so back live. And I would like to point out that I do wholeheartedly agree with one of the comments in the chat, and it was from Rooster. Is an insight as to why I'm not panicking over anything, even though I'm voting for Trump. My boss, the man upstairs, has work he wants me to do, and I'm going to do it regardless of who is president. So that's kind of my thing too, and that's one of the reasons why for the longest time I used to close out almost every single show with, if you have concerns about what's going on in the world around you, start by making sure your corner of the world is as good as you can make it. And I think I may actually start getting back to that, because I am still a little optimistic, but I have to admit, just the zombified way that the left seems to have latched onto this, it scares me. It really does. Now, I don't know how much of that is genuine and how much of it is AstroTurf, because last time we thought it was mostly AstroTurf and we thought we were going to run the table, and we didn't. And I know why we didn't before anybody starts yelling at me. There's been enough things that have proven it. But the problem is we're still in the same boat we were in the last time. Even if we can prove it, there's nothing we can fucking do about it. Unless we're ready to do what our founding fathers did. And before anybody yells at me, I'm not calling for that either.
Yeah, I think it's a little. I mean, it's mostly AstroTurf, and then also there's sheep. I mean, yeah,
This is true.
yeah. So, report coming out. Reagan Airport. You know all the stuff that the TSA confiscates because it's not in a 3.5 ounce bottle, and it could be an explosive if you mix them together, and blah 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 blah. All that post 9/11 bullshit.
Yeah, all that shit.
Well, they donate all that stuff to NGOs and nonprofits.
Great. So we're giving shit to terrorists that could blow us up.
Well, no, I mean it's it's like that, that tube of toothpaste that you forgot you had in your luggage or that you just bought for your trip that was a little too big for them. Yeah, those go to nonprofits. So not only do your tax dollars go to help the homeless, and your personal charitable contributions go to help the homeless, and all of these largest entitlement programs go to help the homeless. Now, if you take a little too much shampoo on the plane, that goes to the homeless. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for helping the homeless, but 35 trillion in the war on poverty, and it hasn't made a dent.
Well, it's because that's not where it's going. That's like something that I kept meaning to talk about this week, and I guess I probably will tomorrow. Did you hear that they have discovered that there's like massive amounts of fraud with Mr. One Man's Communism is Another Man's Neighborliness school lunch program and kid food program? There's been like 50,
no, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, there's like over 50, I think 50 million. I may even be with a B. I'll have to try to find the article, but I don't remember where I saw it. But there's like tons of abuse. Like it's being used for all kinds of things that it wasn't intended to be used for. So the same people that are like, oh my God, look at him. He's practically the 21st century Jesus because he's making sure kids aren't going hungry, and the money's being abused. I will say the one thing that kind of made my my as you call it minarchist side cringe was when Elon started talking about an oversight council.
Right.
But the more
Really
waste and abuse that I hear about, the more I'm thinking it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, that just goes against that. That's like my inner, minarchist libertarian side. Just like, no, that's just going to be another government agency. But I will say the funniest thing about that conversation was when Elon hinted like 5 times that he wanted to be part of the Trump administration, and Trump just kept brushing it off until he was like, you know what, never mind. You'd actually be pretty good at that. We should do that. But it took like 6 times for him to even catch it. But I don't know. I just thought it was funny because we're literally in a world where the entire world can have the equivalent of a fireside chat with a former president, and the modern day equivalent to like fucking Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison rolled into one, and everybody's like,
Nikola Tesla, Edison stole everything.
Anyway. That's commie speak, sir. That's commie speak. But anyway, but no, it's everybody's like, oh my god, they're so stupid. They can't even work as spaces. I'm like, you realize Europe was trying to shut the entire thing down. I just thought it was funny that the day after all the bullshit, all of a sudden the guy that wrote the nasty letter and tried to get the entire EU involved apparently went rogue, and everybody's like, we never told them we could do that. We don't know what the fuck's
Yeah,
going on.
we only, we're not shutting down X.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest. Elon Musk is probably the last person on Earth that I would want to start a game of fuck around and find out with.
Well, yeah.
I mean, look what happened. So they found out there's like this conglomerate of people that were boycotting ads being placed, even from companies that wanted them placed over here. And when he found out, he files a lawsuit. They folded up the next fucking day.
Yeah, but they're just going to pop up somewhere else. I mean, that's what
But
all the
still.
packs, that's what all the scam packs and everything do anyway.
Well, no,
I mean, they're
get
not
that.
going to lose their info. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that is not somebody that I want to play fuck around and find out with because
Yeah,
and it's
because
funny
Sunshine's the greatest disinfectant. I mean, he actually has the fuck you money to sue them, so that way, yeah.
Well, that's like, and now I guess the UAW, the head of the UAW, I think is who it was, is like filing some sort of lawsuit because of the conversation that he and Trump had over Trump. I like the way you cut things because people go on strike, and you're like, oh, you don't want to come to work? That's okay. We'll just find somebody else. I don't remember exactly what Trump said, but apparently
Right.
that was enough to set the union guy's hair on fire. So Musk, and remember, this man cannot tweet anything until it goes through at least 3 attorneys. Doesn't matter
Right.
what it is. The emojis have to be cleared. The exclamation points have to be cleared. The statements have to be cleared. So
Telling the guy to fuck his own mouth has to be cleared.
Exactly. I want that job. I kind of wish I had a law degree just so I could have that job. That would kind of be amazing. I would love to be
I
the
just
one.
fucking greenlight everything. Just go with it.
I would love to be the one that
Throw
gets to see
away.
the shit that comes out of that guy's brain before it makes it to paper. But no, it's just funny because he points out these articles where he's like, well, it looks like this one's probably going to be going to jail soon. So he posts like articles of the last guy that was in charge going to jail for embezzlement, the guy that was in charge for him going to jail for embezzlement. And then somebody was like, oh my God, it's true. And this was like, well, he posted it first on there. And then he posted the proof later. And somebody was on that thread going, oh my God, it's true. I was like, I guess you didn't know that he has to run everything through attorneys. So I knew it was true when he posted it. But it's nice to see the receipts because, yeah, but again, this is the same thing that we're talking about. If we could get in and control all the waste and abuse and the embezzlement that's happening in our government, we wouldn't have the runaway inflation that we have right now. One of the smartest things that I heard Elon Musk distill down to the simplest thing that everybody could understand is one of the biggest causes of inflation, if not the main cause of inflation, is the government printing too much fucking money.
Right.
I've never heard anybody put it that simply before because they always have to try to make it sound like they have some sort of degree when they explain it. So I've never just had
No,
somebody.
that's always been. I mean, that's basic Gen X high school economics. Inflation is. I mean, that's what caused the fall of the Weimar Republic financially. Was when they had printed so much money that it was cheaper to burn than buy the coal with it.
Yep. Fun time.
But
right?
yeah, I mean, he made it easy for the people who don't get it to understand it. And it's you don't need to go into the rehypothecation. Yeah, Jesus Christ, rehypothecation of our gold reserves to explain what.
Dude, the scariest thing is, as much as I would love for our dollar to be tied to something tangible again, do you know what the fuck that would do?
Bitcoin. Tie it to Bitcoin.
Our entire fucking world would collapse because of all the money that's in circulation right now. It would just be like, yeah, there's we can't do it. But anyway, I just realized we're almost out of time. What are you watching?
You know what? Tubi, you cocksucking motherfuckers, you got me to sign up. It's actually really easy when you do it through Amazon. They just peel your information off your Amazon account, and it's 2 clicks, a demographic question. And then, but yeah, so I'm back on Sanctuary. I was fighting him, and then I just needed me some more Helen Magnus. So
Amanda tapping.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo. Stick around.
Just
yeah,
saying.
it's like, I mean, yeah, she was always hot as Soldier Sam, but the pencil skirts and heels are getting me.
Dude, I'm telling you. The accent in that one's doing it for me too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately on the Spreaker side, we're down to like 5 minutes, which is why I was trying to get through things real quick.
Okay. All right, cool. What are you watching?
What am I watching? What have I been watching? Oh, the Ark is back on Sci-Fi, and I've been watching it through Peacock. That show's actually really
shows.
Yeah, they have shows again.
Hmm,
A few,
weird.
not anything like what it used to be, but
I
they
thought
still
it was
have
just a face-off channel.
Yeah, it hasn't been that for a while, but anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that just tells you how long it's been since I was. Anyway.
Which I think for nights like tonight, I think because I've just gotten to the point where I leave the 365 on the entire time and this one on the entire time, since we're not using the Spreaker player in the chat anymore, in the website chat, I think I'm not even going to fire Spreaker up anymore, because that way I can just leave everything running for the 4 hours, because I can just download this version of the audio from here and then post it everywhere once I've cut it up, because it'll be cleaner audio anyway. Because the audio coming through here is better than what comes through the Spreaker now anyway. At least from what I've heard from people, like it sounds so much different when I listen on the audio feed than it does when I come into the video feed. Like, yeah, that's because this software has some extra goodies that the other stuff doesn't
Better
have.
compression and yeah.
Speaking of compression, that lisp was something, dude. that was driving me nuts. I was
What's
like,
that?
it's the lisp Trump had during the spaces.
Oh yeah.
I was like, either there's something going on with the compression, because I have heard that on a few spaces, or dude realized he wasn't going to be on camera and left his fucking teeth out. I don't know which one it was, but it was one or the other.
Yeah, that's what you get for using an Apple phone.
Hey, I have Apple phone. Shut up.
Yeah, but I've never heard anybody sound good on an Apple phone when broadcasting. I mean, for telephony, for using them as a telephone, I'm having trouble with longer words tonight. I think I need more fluid. I'm a little dehydrated. I was trying to say telephone.
How many beers are you into right now?
No, you know what? I'm not. I'm on iced tea. I've been on iced tea this whole show.
I'm just teasing you because you said something about needing more beer.
Two.
The
answer is two. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say telephony anymore. I don't know.
Telephony. All right, folks. I think that's pretty much going to do it for us, because I really haven't been watching too much else other than news and my eyelids. That's the other thing, is now I have
watching a lot of my eyelids.
I have to break my staying up till 2 and 3 in the morning thing, because now I have to drive a toddler somewhere. Like, well, I guess she's not even really a toddler anymore. She's 4. But I have to drive someone somewhere, which means I have to be awake and alert now. So I think I'm going to start trying to get up around 6, get a little bit of writing done, then take her to school, and then come back and start show prep, and then try to knock out another article or two after I pick her up. And then I think, other than the evening shift stuff, I think that's going to be about the extent of my day from now on, instead of trying to do everything for 20 hours at a time.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Don't
forget, you can lean on Jeff. He can produce too.
Well, yeah, no, actually, I don't know if you noticed, but Jeff got a promotion last night.
I didn't get the memo.
It was posted in Green Room. I've decided he now gets to take on the role of programming director, because I've been doing station manager and programming director both. And I'm
there
like,
you go.
What?
Nice.
You know all this.
Top.
You know all this shit. You're always the one suggesting stuff. You can help me.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, that's great. That's fantastic. I must have missed it in the Green Room.
It happened kind of late last night, and I don't know if you were back in there yet. Jeff and I were texting back and forth, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
I was
tired of having to try to do all this by myself, and you keep offering anyway. So how would you like a promotion? He's like, I'll do anything if you want me to. Okay, cool.
Cool.
But anyway,
good news.
We're going away now, folks. Enjoy the rest of your night. Be awesome to each other. I haven't said that in a while, which is why I realized where I was going with it before my brain caught up. Anyway, Bye, everybody. We're just going out with the passengers again because I already
Thanks, you were great.
No hailing of the Hydra. We've had this discussion.
And I ride